The story of the San Francisco 49ers is filled with unforgettable moments, from iconic catches and cold-weather comebacks to record-breaking Super Bowl triumphs. Across decades, legends have risen, and new stars have carried the torch. This is the journey of one of football's most storied franchises, told through 25 of their most defining games. Welcome to Sleepy Sports, where you fall asleep to the greatest moments in sports history. On January 10, 1982, the San Francisco 49ers squared off against the Dallas Cowboys in the NFC Championship game. The stakes were high at Candlestick Park, with both teams vying for a coveted spot in Super Bowl XVI. The atmosphere was electric, as fans filled the stands, their breath visible in the crisp San Francisco air. The game began with both teams testing each other's defenses. The Cowboys, led by quarterback Danny White, were quick to establish their presence on the field. They moved the ball methodically, trying to break through the 49ers' defense. The 49ers, under the guidance of their rising star Joe Montana, were equally determined to hold their ground and find their rhythm. As the game progressed, the Cowboys managed to edge ahead, capitalizing on turnovers and defensive lapses by the 49ers. By the time the fourth quarter rolled around, the Cowboys held a narrow lead of 27-21. The tension in the stadium was palpable as the clock ticked down and the 49ers found themselves in a precarious position. With less than 5 minutes remaining, the 49ers got the ball back. Joe Montana, known for his calm demeanor under pressure, was tasked with orchestrating a game-winning drive. The 49ers offense took the field, determined and focused, knowing that this was their moment to change the trajectory of the game and possibly the franchise's history. The drive began steadily, with Montana completing short passes to his reliable receivers, moving the chains and inching closer to the end zone. As they approached the Cowboys' territory, the tension in the stadium grew. Every play was critical. Every yard gained was vital. With just over a minute left on the clock, the 49ers found themselves 6 yards away from the end zone, facing a third down. The crowd held its collective breath. Montana took the snap, dropping back as the Cowboys' defensive line surged forward. He rolled to his right, scanning the field for an open receiver. The pocket was collapsing, and the pressure was immense. In that moment, Montana spotted Dwight Clark cutting across the back of the end zone. With defenders closing in, Montana released the ball with precision, lofting it high toward the back corner. Clark leaped, extending his 6'4" frame to its fullest, and with fingertips grazing the sky, he made the catch. The ball nestled into his hands as he landed just inside the end zone. Candlestick Park erupted. The play, later immortalized as the catch, became an instant classic. The 49ers had taken the lead, 28-27, with only 51 seconds remaining. It was a moment of pure elation for the team and its supporters, a moment that would be etched into the annals of NFL history. The Cowboys had one last chance to respond, but the 49ers' defense held firm, denying any further advance. As the final whistle blew, the realization of what had been achieved began to sink in. The San Francisco 49ers had defeated the Dallas Cowboys, securing their place in Super Bowl XVI. It was a watershed moment for the franchise, marking the beginning of an era of success and dominance in the NFL. This game, and particularly the catch, would come to symbolize a turning point for the 49ers. It was more than just a win. It was a statement of intent, a demonstration of resilience and skill under pressure. Joe Montana's poise and Dwight Clark's athleticism combined to create a play that would inspire future generations of 49ers players and fans alike. Looking back, the significance of that day extends beyond the victory itself. It marked the emergence of the 49ers as a powerhouse in the league, setting the stage for years of triumphs to come. The players who took the field that day became legends, their names forever linked to one of the greatest moments in NFL history. In the quiet hours after the game, as the stadium emptied and the city of San Francisco celebrated, the impact of the catch began to resonate. It was a moment that transcended the sport, capturing the imagination of fans across the country and solidifying the 49ers' place in the pantheon of football greatness. On January 24, 1982, the San Francisco 49ers found themselves on the biggest stage in American football, Super Bowl XVI, facing the Cincinnati Bengals at the Pontiac Silverdome in Michigan. The air was thick with anticipation as fans from both sides packed into the dome, each hoping to witness their team's rise to glory. The game began with the 49ers receiving the opening kickoff. Led by their steady quarterback Joe Montana, the 49ers offense took the field with a quiet determination. Montana, known for his composure, methodically guided his team down the field. Short, accurate passes to his receivers, paired with a steady ground game, allowed the 49ers to establish their rhythm early. The opening drive culminated in a touchdown, giving San Francisco an early lead and setting the tone for the game. The Bengals, undeterred, responded with a drive of their own. Quarterback Ken Anderson, a seasoned veteran, orchestrated a series of plays that challenged the 49ers' defense. However, San Francisco's defense was ready for the task. Throughout the first half, they managed to stifle Cincinnati's advances, forcing crucial turnovers that kept the Bengals from gaining momentum. One of the standout moments in the first half came from the 49ers' defensive unit. With the Bengals threatening to score, Jack Reynolds, affectionately known as Hacksaw, delivered a pivotal stop on Bengals running back Charles Alexander. Reynolds' tackle was not just a demonstration of skill and timing, but also an embodiment of the 49ers' defensive resilience. This play was crucial in maintaining San Francisco's lead, preventing Cincinnati from closing the gap. As the first half drew to a close, the 49ers had built a commanding lead. Montana, with his precise passing, accumulated 157 yards through the air, including a touchdown pass that further solidified their position. The offense was clicking, but it was the defense's ability to force turnovers that truly defined the game. 4 turnovers by the Bengals, 2 of which were interceptions, showcased the 49ers' defensive prowess and contributed significantly to their halftime advantage. The second half of the game brought a renewed sense of urgency from the Bengals. Determined to claw their way back into contention, they began to find some rhythm. Ken Anderson led a focused drive down the field, resulting in a touchdown that narrowed the scoreline. The Bengals' defense also stepped up, applying pressure on Montana and forcing the 49ers to punt on multiple occasions. Despite Cincinnati's efforts, the 49ers maintained their composure. Montana, unfazed by the mounting pressure, continued to make smart decisions with the ball, balancing the passing game with strategic handoffs to his running backs. This approach helped San Francisco sustain their drives and burn valuable time off the clock. As the game neared its conclusion, the Bengals found themselves within striking distance, with the possibility of a comeback looming. The tension in the Silverdome was palpable, as both teams knew that a single play could alter the course of the game. It was in these moments that the 49ers' defense shone brightest. With the Bengals once again approaching the goal line, San Francisco's defensive line held firm, refusing to yield ground. Jack Reynolds, who had been instrumental throughout the game, delivered another crucial play. His goal line stop on Charles Alexander was a defining moment, halting the Bengals' advance and preserving the 49ers' lead. This stop not only showcased Reynolds' defensive acumen, but also underscored the collective strength of San Francisco's defensive unit. As the final whistle blew, the San Francisco 49ers emerged victorious, defeating the Cincinnati Bengals 26-21. This victory marked the 49ers' first Super Bowl championship, a testament to their skill, resilience, and determination. The triumph was celebrated by players and fans alike, as the team etched their names into the annals of NFL history. For the 49ers, this win was more than just a championship. It was a validation of their journey and the hard work that had brought them to this pinnacle. Joe Montana's leadership, combined with a staunch defensive performance, had delivered a victory that would be remembered for years to come. The celebrations extended well into the night, as the city of San Francisco embraced their champions, reveling in the glory of a hard-fought win. In the days that followed, the impact of this victory resonated throughout the league. The 49ers' success in Super Bowl XVI was a harbinger of the dynasty that would follow, as the team continued to build on this foundation in the years to come. Players like Jack Reynolds and Joe Montana became legends, their performances in this game serving as a benchmark for future generations. The memories of that January day in 1982 remain vivid for those who witnessed it. The game, with its moments of tension and triumph, encapsulated the essence of football at its finest. The 49ers' victory in Super Bowl XVI was a defining chapter in their storied history, a testament to the power of teamwork and the indomitable spirit of champions. On January 6, 1985, the San Francisco 49ers faced a formidable test against the Chicago Bears in the NFC Championship game. Soldier Field was the battleground, and the weather was bone-chilling, with temperatures plummeting below freezing. The icy conditions only added to the intensity of the matchup, creating a backdrop that was as unforgiving as the defenses that lined up on either side. As the game commenced, the 49ers took to the field with a sense of purpose. Joe Montana, the calm and collected leader of the San Francisco offense, understood the stakes. He knew the importance of setting the tone early and wasted no time in getting to work. Montana orchestrated a series of precise plays, mixing short passes with strategic runs that allowed the 49ers to advance down the field methodically. The cold air seemed to sharpen his focus as he guided his team into Bears territory. On the defensive side, the 49ers were equally relentless. Their game plan was simple yet effective: contain the Bears' offense and limit their scoring opportunities. Chicago, led by their young quarterback Jim McMahon, found themselves struggling to gain momentum against a defense that was firing on all cylinders. The 49ers' defensive line, anchored by the likes of Fred Dean and Ronnie Lott, applied constant pressure, forcing hurried throws and stifling the Bears' running game. The first quarter unfolded with both teams feeling each other out, each trying to establish dominance. San Francisco managed to break the deadlock with a field goal, seizing a narrow lead that carried significant psychological weight in such a tightly contested battle. The Bears, spurred by their passionate home crowd, sought to respond but were met with stiff resistance from the 49ers' defensive unit. As the game progressed into the second quarter, the 49ers' offense began to find its rhythm. Montana, displaying his trademark poise, connected with his receivers on key plays, inching closer to the end zone. The Bears' defense, known for its ferocity, tried to clamp down, but Montana's quick decision-making and pinpoint accuracy proved difficult to counter. With a well-timed pass to receiver Freddie Solomon, the 49ers extended their lead, adding a touchdown to their tally. Chicago, however, refused to fade away quietly. Their defense, led by the imposing presence of linebacker Mike Singletary, managed to hold the 49ers to another field goal before the half, keeping the game within reach. The Bears' offense, struggling to find its footing, finally broke through with a field goal of their own, narrowing the gap as the teams headed into the locker rooms for halftime. Emerging for the second half, both sides knew that the next two quarters would determine their fate. The 49ers, holding a modest lead, aimed to maintain their momentum. The Bears, buoyed by the prospect of a comeback, looked to capitalize on any opportunity that arose. The frigid conditions showed no signs of relenting, adding an extra layer of challenge to the proceedings. The third quarter saw the 49ers defense continue its impressive display. With relentless pursuit and disciplined coverage, they kept the Bears' offense in check, denying them any significant gains. San Francisco's defensive coordinator, George Seifert, had crafted a game plan that effectively neutralized Chicago's strengths, and his players executed it to perfection. Turnovers became a crucial factor, as the 49ers capitalized on a fumble recovery to set up another field goal, extending their lead. As the game entered its final quarter, the tension reached its peak. The Bears, desperate to mount a comeback, pressed forward with renewed determination. McMahon, despite the relentless pressure from the 49ers defense, managed to orchestrate a drive that culminated in a touchdown pass, breathing life into Chicago's hopes. With the scoreline at 13-0 in favor of the 49ers, the game hung in the balance. It was at this critical juncture that Joe Montana delivered one of the defining moments of the matchup. Facing third down deep in Bears territory, Montana took the snap, scanned the field, and seeing no open receivers, decided to take matters into his own hands. With the pocket collapsing around him, he scrambled to his right, evading would-be tacklers as he rolled toward the end zone. Crossing the goal line for a 6-yard touchdown run, Montana's efforts provided the 49ers with much-needed breathing room, extending their lead to 20-0. The Bears, now with time running out and the deficit widened, made one final push. However, the 49ers' defense stood firm, refusing to yield. With each passing play, the clock ticked down, inching San Francisco closer to victory. The Bears' hopes of a comeback were thwarted by a combination of disciplined defense and the unyielding cold that seemed to sap their energy. As the final seconds ticked away, the 49ers celebrated a hard-fought 20-0 victory, earning them a coveted spot in Super Bowl 19. The triumph was a testament to their resilience, adaptability, and unwavering focus in the face of adversity. The victory marked San Francisco's return to the Super Bowl after their first appearance, a milestone that was cherished by players and fans alike. The NFC Championship game at Soldier Field was not just a contest of skill and strategy. It was a battle of wills, played out in the harshest of conditions. Joe Montana's leadership and the 49ers' defensive tenacity had carried the day, setting the stage for the next chapter in their storied journey. As the team left the icy confines of Chicago, they did so with the knowledge that another challenge awaited them, one that would once again test their mettle on football's grandest stage. On January 20th, 1985, the San Francisco 49ers faced the Miami Dolphins in Super Bowl 19, a clash that would leave an indelible mark on NFL history. The setting was Stanford Stadium in California, where excitement buzzed in the air as fans eagerly awaited the showdown between two formidable teams. The Dolphins, led by their prolific quarterback Dan Marino, were a force to be reckoned with, but the 49ers, under the guidance of their cool-headed leader Joe Montana, were ready to rise to the occasion. The game kicked off with the Dolphins striking first. Marino, known for his quick release and sharp accuracy, orchestrated a drive that put the Dolphins on the scoreboard with a field goal. However, the 49ers, undeterred by the early deficit, responded swiftly. Joe Montana, exhibiting his characteristic calm under pressure, began to weave his magic. With precise passes and strategic play calling, he guided the 49ers down the field, culminating in Roger Craig's first touchdown of the day. Craig, whose versatility as both a runner and a receiver was unparalleled, crossed the goal line, giving the 49ers a lead they would not relinquish. As the first quarter unfolded, the 49ers' defense demonstrated their prowess. Tasked with containing Marino, they applied relentless pressure, disrupting his rhythm and forcing hurried throws. The defensive line, anchored by players like Fred Dean and Ronnie Lott, proved formidable, limiting Miami's offensive options. Despite Marino's efforts to regain control, the 49ers' defense stood firm, allowing San Francisco to maintain their advantage. The second quarter saw the 49ers' offense hitting its stride. Montana, with his unerring accuracy, connected with receivers in stride, dissecting the Dolphins' defense with surgical precision. One of the defining plays of the quarter came when Montana launched a deep pass to receiver Freddie Solomon, who made a spectacular catch, setting the stage for another score. Moments later, Montana found Craig again, this time for a receiving touchdown, further extending the 49ers' lead. Miami, determined not to be outdone, mounted a counterattack. Marino, with his trademark poise, led a drive that brought the Dolphins within striking distance. Yet each time the Dolphins seemed poised to make a breakthrough, the 49ers' defense rose to the challenge. A key interception by Eric Wright halted Miami's momentum, and San Francisco capitalized on the turnover with another scoring drive. By halftime, the 49ers had established a commanding lead, with the scoreboard reading 28-10. In the locker room, the atmosphere was focused and determined. Bill Walsh, the mastermind behind the 49ers' offensive strategy, emphasized the importance of maintaining intensity and not allowing the Dolphins any room to stage a comeback. As the teams emerged for the second half, the 49ers continued to assert their dominance. Montana, unflappable and precise, orchestrated another drive that resulted in a field goal, widening the gap. The Dolphins, though facing a significant deficit, refused to back down. Marino, showcasing his arm strength and vision, connected with his receivers on several key plays, eventually finding the end zone with a touchdown pass. It was a moment of brilliance from Marino, but it was not enough to shift the game's momentum. The 49ers' response was swift and emphatic. Roger Craig, whose performance throughout the game had been nothing short of stellar, added another touchdown to his tally. His ability to break tackles and find seams in the defense underscored why he was such a vital asset to the team. With the score now 38-16, the 49ers had effectively put the game out of reach. In the final quarter, the 49ers' defense continued to stifle Miami's attempts to close the gap. Each time Marino dropped back to pass, he faced a relentless pass rush that limited his options and forced hurried decisions. San Francisco's secondary, disciplined and alert, intercepted passes and broke up plays, ensuring that the Dolphins could not gain any ground. As the clock wound down, the 49ers' sideline buzzed with anticipation. The realization that they were on the brink of victory, of claiming their second Super Bowl title, began to sink in. The final whistle blew, and the scoreboard confirmed their triumph. 38-16. The San Francisco 49ers were champions once again. Joe Montana, whose leadership and performance had been instrumental in securing the win, was named Super Bowl MVP. His 331 passing yards and decisive play calling had been a masterclass in quarterbacking. Roger Craig, with his 3 touchdowns, had solidified his place as one of the game's greats. The 49ers' defense, which had successfully limited Marino to just 1 touchdown pass, had played a pivotal role in the victory. The celebration on the field reflected the culmination of months of hard work, dedication, and teamwork. Players embraced, coaches exchanged congratulatory handshakes, and fans reveled in the moment. The win not only underscored the 49ers' dominance, but also cemented their legacy as a powerhouse in the NFL. In the aftermath, as the team gathered for the post-game festivities, there was a sense of accomplishment and unity. The victory was a testament to their resilience, strategic brilliance, and the ability to perform on the grandest stage. For the San Francisco 49ers, Super Bowl 19 was more than just a game. It was a defining chapter in their storied history, a moment that would be cherished by players and fans alike for years to come. On December 11, 1988, the San Francisco 49ers stepped onto the field at Candlestick Park, ready to face the formidable New York Giants in a pivotal regular season matchup. The air was crisp and the stakes were high, as the 49ers eyed a crucial victory to clinch the NFC West title. The Giants, known for their staunch defense, were no strangers to tight games, making the clash all the more intense. As the first quarter unfolded, both teams appeared evenly matched. The Giants' defense proved as formidable as anticipated, quickly stifling the 49ers' initial drives. Meanwhile, the Giants' offense, led by quarterback Phil Simms, methodically advanced the ball, finding holes in the 49ers' defense. A well-placed pass from Simms set up their first scoring opportunity, a field goal that put them on the board first, giving the Giants an early 3-point advantage. The 49ers, undeterred by the slow start, responded with determination. Joe Montana, with his characteristic poise, orchestrated a drive that showcased his connection with his receivers. The team inched closer to the end zone, and as the second quarter progressed, Montana found running back Roger Craig with a short pass. Craig's agility and strength carried him through the Giants' defense, setting up a field goal that evened the score. Throughout the game, both defenses stood their ground, each refusing to yield significant ground. The 49ers' defense, anchored by stalwarts like Ronnie Lott, applied pressure on Simms, forcing hurried throws and disrupting the Giants' rhythm. The first half concluded with the teams locked at 3 points apiece, an indication of the defensive battle that had unfolded. The third quarter saw a shift in momentum. The Giants, determined to break the deadlock, came out strong. Simms connected with his receivers, orchestrating a drive that culminated in a touchdown pass to wide receiver Mark Ingram. The Giants, now leading 10-3, had established a foothold in the game. Yet the 49ers were not ready to back down. Montana, ever the tactician, rallied his team. With precise passes and strategic play calling, he led the 49ers down the field. A crucial completion to tight end Brent Jones moved the chains, setting up a field goal that trimmed the Giants' lead to 4 points. As the fourth quarter commenced, tension permeated the stadium. The Giants, eager to maintain their edge, attempted to drain the clock with a ground-heavy approach. However, the 49ers' defense, embodying resilience, forced a crucial turnover. Linebacker Charles Haley, known for his relentless pursuit, stripped the ball from the Giants' running back, and the 49ers recovered the fumble, igniting the crowd and shifting the game's momentum. With newfound energy, Montana took the field, determined to capitalize on the opportunity. The 49ers' offense, buoyed by the turnover, advanced methodically. Short passes to Jerry Rice and John Taylor kept the chains moving, inching the 49ers closer to the goal line. The Giants' defense, sensing the urgency, tightened their coverage, but Montana remained unfazed. Then came the defining moment of the game, a play that would be etched in the memories of 49ers fans. With the ball at the Giants' 12-yard line, Montana dropped back, scanning the field. Spotting Jerry Rice streaking towards the end zone, he launched a precise pass. Rice, renowned for his route running and sure hands, dove forward, snagging the ball just inches above the turf. The touchdown sent the crowd into a frenzy, and the 49ers took the lead for the first time in the game, now ahead 17-10. The Giants, with time still on their side, mounted one final drive. Simms, calm under pressure, connected with his receivers, guiding the Giants down the field. As they approached the red zone, the 49ers defense faced a critical test. In a moment of heightened tension, Sims fired a pass towards the end zone, but it was intercepted by safety Ronnie Lott, whose awareness and anticipation had placed him perfectly in the path of the ball. With the turnover, the 49ers had the opportunity to seal the game. Opting for a conservative approach, they ran the clock down, securing a field goal that extended their lead to 20-10. The Giants, now with little time remaining, attempted a desperate series of plays, managing to score a late touchdown, but it was too little, too late. As the final seconds ticked away, the scoreboard read 20-17 in favor of the 49ers. The victory clinched the NFC West title for San Francisco and extended their winning streak to 6 games. Jerry Rice's diving catch had been the pivotal play, a testament to his exceptional talent and the trust placed in him by Montana. The 49ers' defense, instrumental in securing the win, had forced 2 crucial turnovers, underscoring their ability to perform under pressure. As the players celebrated on the field, the triumph was more than just a win, it was a testament to their resilience and teamwork. The 49ers had not only secured their playoff positioning, but had also showcased the tenacity and skill that defined their season. On January 22, 1989, the San Francisco 49ers faced off against the Cincinnati Bengals in Super Bowl 23, held at Joe Robbie Stadium in Miami, Florida. The atmosphere was electric, as fans from both sides eagerly anticipated what would become a classic clash between 2 formidable teams. The weather was mild, providing perfect conditions for football. Excitement buzzed in the air, and the stakes could not have been higher, with the coveted Vince Lombardi trophy on the line. The game began with both teams feeling each other out, trading possessions without much success on the scoreboard. The Bengals, led by quarterback Boomer Esiason, attempted to establish their rhythm early, but found themselves stymied by the 49ers' disciplined defense. The San Francisco defense, renowned for its tenacity, was determined to keep the Cincinnati offense in check. The first quarter ended with neither team managing to score, setting the stage for a tense battle. As the second quarter unfolded, the Bengals struck first. A methodical drive orchestrated by Esiason moved Cincinnati into field goal range, where kicker Jim Breach capitalized by splitting the uprights, giving the Bengals a 3-point lead. The 49ers, unfazed by the early deficit, sought to respond. Joe Montana, the unflappable leader of the 49ers, began finding his rhythm. With deft passes and a mix of plays, he led the San Francisco offense down the field. However, the Bengals' defense held strong, forcing the 49ers to settle for a field goal by kicker Mike Kofer, leveling the score at 3 apiece. The game remained tightly contested as halftime approached. Both defenses continued to showcase their prowess, limiting offensive opportunities and maintaining the low-scoring affair. Each team managed another field goal before the half, leaving the score tied at 6 as the players headed to the locker rooms. The halftime show provided a brief respite, but the tension remained palpable as fans eagerly awaited the second half. The third quarter saw the Bengals seize momentum. Esiason, demonstrating his ability to manage the game, led Cincinnati on a drive that culminated in another field goal, pushing the Bengals ahead 9-6. The 49ers' offense, meanwhile, struggled to gain traction. Montana faced relentless pressure from the Bengals' defensive front, forcing hurried throws and disrupting his usually precise passing attack. As the quarter wound down, the game remained within reach for both sides, with the outcome still very much undecided. As the final quarter began, the Bengals extended their lead. Stanford Jennings broke loose for a 93-yard kickoff return touchdown, providing a burst of energy and excitement for Cincinnati. The Bengals' lead now stood at 16-6, and time was becoming a factor for the 49ers. Yet despite the deficit, Montana remained calm. Known for his poise under pressure, he rallied his teammates, instilling confidence and focus as they prepared for what would become a defining drive. The 49ers responded with urgency, orchestrating a swift drive that brought them within striking distance. Montana, with precision, hit receiver Jerry Rice for a critical gain, setting up a short touchdown run by running back Roger Craig. The score narrowed to 16-13, revitalizing the San Francisco faithful and setting the stage for a dramatic finish. With the clock ticking down and the Bengals looking to protect their slim lead, the 49ers' defense rose to the occasion. A crucial stand forced Cincinnati to punt, giving Montana and the 49ers one last opportunity. As they took possession at their own 8-yard line, the challenge was clear: engineer a 92-yard drive with just over 3 minutes remaining to secure victory. Montana, embodying composure, led the 49ers on a meticulous march down the field. Each play was executed with precision, each pass finding its mark. The Bengals' defense, though formidable, struggled to contain the relentless San Francisco attack. Montana's connection with Rice proved pivotal, as the receiver's ability to gain yards after the catch helped move the chains. As the 49ers crossed midfield, the tension in the stadium reached a fever pitch. With less than a minute remaining, the 49ers found themselves within striking distance. Montana, scanning the field, spotted receiver John Taylor breaking free across the middle. In a moment of brilliance, he delivered a perfectly placed pass, and Taylor, securing the catch, sprinted into the end zone. The touchdown, with just 34 seconds left on the clock, put the 49ers ahead for the first time in the game, 19-16, sending their fans into a state of euphoria. The Bengals, now trailing, faced a daunting task. With time dwindling, Esiason attempted a final drive, but the 49ers' defense held firm. San Francisco's defenders, led by stalwarts like Ronnie Lott, ensured that Cincinnati would not find a path to victory. As the final whistle blew, the scoreboard read 20-16 in favor of the 49ers, cementing their third Super Bowl championship. Montana's late-game heroics further solidified his legacy as one of the greatest quarterbacks in NFL history. Completing 16 of 32 passes for 247 yards and the game-winning touchdown, he once again demonstrated his ability to excel under the most intense pressure. Meanwhile, the 49ers' defense, which limited the Bengals to only 16 points, played a crucial role in the victory. As the players celebrated on the field, the triumph was a testament to the 49ers' resilience, skill, and belief. The victory in Super Bowl 23 was not just a win, but a defining moment in the storied history of the San Francisco 49ers, a moment that would be remembered for years to come. On December 17, 1990, the San Francisco 49ers took the field at Candlestick Park, ready to face their division rivals, the Los Angeles Rams, on Monday Night Football. The evening air was crisp, the kind that nipped at the skin and heightened the senses, making it perfect football weather. The 49ers, with their storied history, were set to showcase their prowess against a team that had always been a thorn in their side. The stakes were high, as each team was vying to solidify its position in the playoff race. The 49ers quarterback, Joe Montana, known for his precision and calm under pressure, was at the helm. He stepped onto the field with a quiet confidence, ready to lead his team. The first quarter began with both teams feeling each other out, trading possessions as they attempted to establish dominance. The Rams, led by quarterback Jim Everett, were determined to disrupt the 49ers' momentum. Yet, it was clear from the onset that San Francisco's defense was in a formidable mood, setting a tone that would resonate throughout the night. As the game progressed, the 49ers' defense, spearheaded by the tenacious Charles Haley, began to assert itself. Haley, a force to be reckoned with, was relentless in his pursuit of Everett, consistently applying pressure and forcing hurried throws. Midway through the second quarter, with the Rams attempting to mount a drive, Haley delivered a game-changing moment. In a flash, he burst through the offensive line and zeroed in on Everett, who was caught unaware. With a swift and powerful motion, Haley stripped the ball from Everett's grasp, causing a fumble. The ball tumbled onto the turf, and the 49ers defense pounced, recovering it and setting up the offense in prime field position. The atmosphere in the stadium shifted dramatically after the strip sack. The fans, already fervent, erupted in cheers, their roars echoing through the night. The momentum had swung decisively in favor of the 49ers, and the team fed off the energy coursing through Candlestick Park. Montana, ever the opportunist, capitalized on the turnover with surgical precision. He orchestrated a swift drive, culminating in a touchdown pass that further extended their lead. The score now stood at 14-7, with the 49ers firmly in control. The Rams, undeterred, attempted to rally. Everett, a seasoned quarterback, sought to regain composure and lead his team down the field. Yet, the 49ers' defense was unyielding. Anchored by Haley's relentless pressure and the secondary's tight coverage, San Francisco thwarted the Rams' efforts time and again. As the first half drew to a close, the 49ers' defense had recorded 2 interceptions, showcasing their ability to capitalize on the Rams' mistakes. In the second half, the 49ers continued to dominate. Montana, displaying his trademark poise, dissected the Rams' defense with precision. He spread the ball around, connecting with his receivers on crisp routes and sustaining drives. Montana's performance was nothing short of masterful, as he threw for a total of 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. Each pass seemed to find its mark, threading through the defense with uncanny accuracy. The Rams, fighting to stay in the game, managed to score in the third quarter, narrowing the gap. However, any hopes of a comeback were quickly dashed by the 49ers' relentless attack. The fourth quarter saw the 49ers execute with efficiency, their offense methodically moving the chains and eating up the clock. The defense, meanwhile, remained steadfast, recording another sack and ensuring that the Rams' offense remained stifled. As the final whistle blew, the scoreboard read 28-17 in favor of the 49ers. The victory was a testament to their resilience and skill, with both the offense and defense playing pivotal roles. The win not only bolstered their playoff hopes but also sent a message to the rest of the league about their capabilities. Charles Haley's strip sack was more than just a play. It was a catalyst that sparked the 49ers' dominance that evening. His performance, coupled with Montana's brilliance, underscored the team's depth and versatility. The win over the Rams was a defining moment in their season, a reminder of what the San Francisco 49ers could achieve when firing on all cylinders. The fans departed Candlestick Park that night, with a sense of pride and anticipation, eager to see how their team would fare in the challenges that lay ahead. On January 3, 1993, the San Francisco 49ers clashed with the Minnesota Vikings in a high-stakes wildcard playoff game at Candlestick Park. The air was filled with anticipation as fans packed the stands, eager to witness their team fight for a chance to continue their postseason journey. The stakes were clear: win and advance, or face an early exit. The 49ers, led by quarterback Steve Young, had come into this game with high expectations. Young, known for his dual-threat capability, was set to demonstrate his prowess on both passing and rushing fronts. As the game began, the Vikings attempted to establish their ground game, hoping to control the clock and keep the ball away from the dynamic 49ers offense. However, the San Francisco defense, prepared for the challenge, quickly asserted itself, stifling the Vikings' early efforts and forcing a punt on their opening drive. San Francisco's first possession of the game saw Steve Young orchestrating the offense with precision. Mixing short passes with strategic runs, he moved the team methodically down the field. It wasn't long before Young himself took off on a designed run, weaving through defenders for a 19-yard touchdown scramble. This play set the tone for the afternoon, showcasing Young's ability to make game-changing plays under pressure. The Vikings, finding themselves down early, sought to respond. Quarterback Sean Salisbury attempted to rally his team, but the 49ers' defense, spearheaded by a fierce pass rush, was unrelenting. The defensive front, led by the likes of Charles Haley and Dana Stubblefield, consistently pressured Salisbury, disrupting his rhythm and forcing hurried throws. The defensive backfield, anchored by Merton Hanks and Eric Davis, capitalized on this pressure, blanketing the Vikings' receivers and denying any easy completions. As the first quarter drew to a close, the game remained close, but the 49ers were about to shift gears. The second quarter became a showcase of their offensive capabilities, as they exploded for 28 points, leaving the Vikings reeling. Jerry Rice, the legendary wide receiver, was at the heart of this onslaught, catching a perfectly placed pass from Young and sprinting down the sideline for a 45-yard touchdown. The crowd erupted as Rice, known for his exceptional route running and hands, added another highlight to his illustrious career. The 49ers' offensive line, a unit often overshadowed by the skill players, played a crucial role in this offensive outburst. They provided Young with ample time in the pocket, allowing him to survey the field and make precise throws. This protection also opened lanes for the running game, where Ricky Watters took advantage, breaking through the Vikings' defensive front for a series of substantial gains. Watters' ability to find seams in the defense and exploit them kept the Vikings on their heels, unable to commit to stopping either the run or the pass. Minnesota's attempts to claw back into the game were met with staunch resistance. The 49ers' defense, fueled by their early success, continued to dominate. Linebackers, Ken Norton Jr. and Bill Romanowski patrolled the field, delivering punishing hits and ensuring that the Vikings' ball carriers found little room to maneuver. The pressure on Salisbury intensified, resulting in multiple sacks and forcing the Vikings to punt repeatedly. As halftime approached, the 49ers had built a commanding lead, and their confidence was palpable. The score stood at 31-7, a testament to their dominance in all phases of the game. The break provided a moment for reflection, but the 49ers knew they could not afford complacency. The Vikings, though down, were not out, and the 49ers had to maintain their focus to secure the win. The third quarter began with the Vikings attempting to make adjustments, hoping to find a spark to reignite their offense. They managed to put together a promising drive, culminating in a field goal that trimmed the deficit slightly. However, the 49ers were unfazed. Young continued to orchestrate the offense with poise, mixing in short passes to his tight ends and backs, keeping the chains moving and the clock running. Steve Young's mobility continued to be a thorn in the Vikings' side. Late in the third quarter, he once again found himself with an open field ahead and took off, eluding defenders and diving into the end zone for his second rushing touchdown of the day. This score further demoralized the Vikings, who struggled to contain his dual-threat ability. The fourth quarter saw the 49ers firmly in control. With the game all but decided, they shifted to a more conservative approach, focusing on ball control and clock management. Backup players began to see action, yet the level of play did not drop. The defense maintained its intensity, ensuring that the Vikings found no late-game heroics. As the final whistle blew, the scoreboard read 41-13 in favor of the San Francisco 49ers. The victory was a statement, a demonstration of their capability to dominate in crucial games. Steve Young's performance, highlighted by his 2 rushing touchdowns and 1 passing score, was a testament to his leadership and skill. The defense, relentless and opportunistic, had stifled the Vikings throughout, allowing only 13 points and securing multiple turnovers. The win propelled the 49ers into the next round of the playoffs, their sights set on further glory. The fans at Candlestick Park left with a sense of satisfaction, having witnessed their team rise to the occasion and deliver a performance that would be remembered as a gritty triumph in their storied playoff history. On January 15, 1995, the San Francisco 49ers hosted the Dallas Cowboys in the NFC Championship game at Candlestick Park. The air was thick with rivalry, as these 2 powerhouse teams prepared to clash for a coveted spot in Super Bowl 29. The 49ers, under the leadership of quarterback Steve Young, were eager to prove their dominance against the defending champions. Meanwhile, the Cowboys, led by Troy Aikman, sought to continue their reign atop the NFL. The game began with palpable tension. From the first snap, the 49ers defense was ready to make a statement. Early in the first quarter, defensive back Eric Davis seized an opportunity that would set the tone for the entire game. Aikman dropped back, scanning the field for an open target. As he released the ball, Davis read the play perfectly, intercepting the pass and sprinting down the sideline for a touchdown. The crowd erupted in a frenzy, as Davis's pick 6 gave the 49ers an early lead and a surge of momentum. With the crowd still buzzing from Davis's play, the 49ers defense continued to apply pressure. Aikman, known for his precision, found himself under constant duress. The 49ers defensive line, anchored by the likes of Bryant Young and Dana Stubblefield, relentlessly pursued the Cowboys' quarterback, forcing hurried throws and disrupting the rhythm of the Dallas offense. This pressure led to another turnover, as Aikman's next drive ended with a fumble, recovered by the 49ers. Seizing the opportunity, Steve Young took the field with confidence. The 49ers offense, characterized by its versatility and speed, began to find its groove. Young, a master of both the pass and the run, orchestrated a methodical drive down the field. Mixing quick passes to Jerry Rice, with strategic runs by Ricky Watters, the 49ers moved the chains with ease. The drive culminated in a touchdown pass from Young to Rice, increasing their lead and further demoralizing the Cowboys. The first quarter ended with the 49ers firmly in control, yet the Cowboys were far from conceding. In the second quarter, Dallas mounted a response. Aikman connected with Michael Irvin on a series of precise passes, finding seams in the 49ers secondary. This drive showcased the Cowboys' resilience, as they managed to cut into the lead with a touchdown pass to Irvin, reminding everyone of their potent offensive capabilities. However, the 49ers were undeterred. Young returned to the field, maintaining his composure amidst the pressure. Once again, he led his team down the field, displaying his remarkable accuracy and decision-making. A key play came when Young found tight end Brent Jones over the middle, setting up the 49ers deep in Cowboys territory. Moments later, Young fired a touchdown pass to Watters, re-establishing their lead and keeping the pressure squarely on Dallas. As halftime approached, the 49ers defense showcased its ability to adjust and adapt. The Cowboys' offense, despite its talent, struggled to maintain consistency against the swarming 49ers. With the score favoring San Francisco, the teams headed to the locker rooms to regroup and strategize for the second half. The third quarter began with renewed intensity. The Cowboys, determined to fight back, executed a well-balanced drive that resulted in a touchdown, narrowing the gap once more. The 49ers knew they had to respond, and Young rose to the occasion. With poise and precision, he led another scoring drive, capped by a touchdown pass to John Taylor. This score not only extended their lead, but also showcased the depth and versatility of San Francisco's offensive arsenal. Throughout the game, the 49ers' defense continued to shine. They consistently disrupted Eichmann's timing, resulting in incomplete passes and stalled drives. With every tackle, sack, and turnover, the 49ers inched closer to victory. The defensive unit, playing with discipline and tenacity, ensured that the Cowboys could not find the momentum needed to stage a comeback. As the fourth quarter unfolded, the 49ers maintained their strategic approach, balancing aggressive play with clock management. Young, ever the leader, continued to execute the game plan flawlessly. His ability to read the defense and make adjustments on the fly kept the Cowboys guessing and on their heels. With time winding down, the Cowboys made a final push, managing to score once more. However, it was too little, too late. The 49ers' lead proved insurmountable, and as the final whistle blew, the scoreboard read 38-28 in favor of San Francisco. This defining victory was a testament to the 49ers' skill, strategy, and determination. Steve Young's performance, highlighted by his 3 touchdown passes and 250 yards through the air, was a masterclass in quarterback play. Meanwhile, the defense, led by Eric Davis's early heroics, delivered a performance that underscored their championship-caliber potential. With this win, the San Francisco 49ers advanced to Super Bowl 29, their sights set on claiming another championship title. The triumph over their storied rivals, the Dallas Cowboys, was not just a victory on the field, but a reaffirmation of their place among the NFL's elite teams. On January 29, 1995, the San Francisco 49ers and the San Diego Chargers prepared to clash at Joe Robbie Stadium in Miami, Florida, for Super Bowl 30. The anticipation was palpable, as fans from both sides eagerly awaited what promised to be a thrilling contest. The 49ers, with a rich history of success, aimed to capture their 5th Super Bowl title. Meanwhile, the Chargers, making their first appearance on this grand stage, were determined to make their mark. The game began with the 49ers setting an aggressive tone right from the opening kickoff. Quarterback Steve Young, known for his precise passing and keen field awareness, wasted no time in asserting his influence. On the first possession, Young orchestrated a swift drive down the field. With a series of well-executed plays, he found tight end Brent Jones for a key gain, moving the chains and keeping the Chargers' defense on their heels. Moments later, Young delivered a perfectly placed pass to wide receiver Jerry Rice in the end zone, giving the 49ers an early lead and setting the tone for the rest of the game. The Chargers, led by quarterback Stan Humphries, attempted to respond, but the 49ers' defense was prepared for the challenge. Known for their ability to apply pressure, the San Francisco defense, anchored by players like Dana Stubblefield and Bryant Young, disrupted Humphries' rhythm early on. With relentless pursuit and strategic coverage, they forced the Chargers to punt, giving the ball back to Steve Young and the 49ers' potent offense. Young, with a remarkable blend of composure and confidence, continued to dissect the Chargers' defense. His next drive was a masterclass in quarterback play. Mixing short, precise throws with occasional deep shots, Young methodically advanced the ball down the field. His mobility also came into play, as he scrambled for crucial yards, keeping the defense guessing. This drive culminated in a touchdown pass to Ricky Watters, further extending the 49ers' lead. Jerry Rice, ever the reliable target, played a pivotal role in the 49ers' offensive onslaught. His ability to find seams in the defense and make difficult catches look routine was on full display. Throughout the game, Rice hauled in 10 passes for a total of 149 yards and 3 touchdowns, showcasing his exceptional talent and solidifying his status as one of the greatest wide receivers in NFL history. As the first half progressed, the Chargers managed to find some offensive rhythm. Humphries connected with wide receiver Tony Martin for a significant gain, setting up a scoring opportunity. Running back Natroni Means powered his way into the end zone, putting the Chargers on the board and providing a glimmer of hope for their fans. However, Steve Young and the 49ers were relentless. Before the halftime whistle, Young once again led his team on a scoring drive. This time he found fullback William Floyd in the end zone, adding to the growing tally. By halftime, the 49ers had amassed a commanding lead, their confidence visibly evident as they headed to the locker room. The second half began with the 49ers maintaining their offensive momentum. Young continued to demonstrate his prowess, both as a passer and a leader. His ability to read the defense and make split-second decisions was unmatched. With precision and poise, he connected with Jerry Rice for another touchdown, further demoralizing the Chargers' defense. Despite the mounting deficit, the Chargers continued to battle. Humphries, determined to keep his team in the game, orchestrated a drive that resulted in a touchdown pass to wide receiver Mark C. This score momentarily narrowed the gap, but the 49ers' offensive machine was far from finished. Steve Young, eyeing history, returned to the field with a steely focus. His next drive was a testament to his exceptional skill and determination. As he scanned the field, he found a wide-open Jerry Rice, delivering a pinpoint pass for yet another touchdown. This score marked Young's 5th touchdown pass of the game, tying a Super Bowl record and further cementing his legacy. As the game entered the final quarter, the 49ers' dominance was undeniable. Young, undeterred by the lopsided score, continued to push forward. With a mix of short completions and strategic runs, he led yet another scoring drive. This time, it was running back Ricky Watters who found the end zone, capping off a remarkable performance with his 3rd touchdown of the game. With the outcome all but decided, Young had one more opportunity to etch his name in the record books. Late in the 4th quarter, he connected with tight end Brent Jones for a short gain, setting up a crucial 3rd down. On the ensuing play, Young dropped back, surveyed the field, and delivered a strike to wide receiver John Taylor in the end zone. This touchdown, Young's 6th of the game, set a new Super Bowl record for the most touchdown passes in a single game, a feat that solidified his place among the all-time greats. As the final seconds ticked away, the 49ers emerged victorious, with a final score of 49-26. Steve Young's performance, highlighted by 325 passing yards and 6 touchdown passes, was nothing short of extraordinary. His ability to perform under pressure and lead his team to victory was a testament to his skill and leadership. For the San Francisco 49ers, this triumph marked their 5th Super Bowl title, further establishing their legacy as one of the premier franchises in NFL history. The victory was a culmination of a season's worth of hard work, dedication, and teamwork. As the players celebrated on the field, the significance of the moment was not lost on anyone present. The 49ers had once again reached the pinnacle of success, and Steve Young's record-setting performance was the crowning achievement of a remarkable journey. On January 3, 1999, the San Francisco 49ers and the Green Bay Packers squared off in a highly anticipated wild-card playoff matchup at Candlestick Park in San Francisco. This contest was not just a battle for playoff survival, but also a face-off between two storied franchises, with rich legacies and passionate fan bases. The atmosphere was electric, with fans braving the chilly conditions to support their teams, knowing that a single game would determine who advanced in the NFL playoffs. The game kicked off with both teams showing early promise. The Packers, led by their seasoned quarterback Brett Favre, struck first. Favre, known for his gunslinger mentality and ability to make plays under pressure, orchestrated a scoring drive that ended with a touchdown pass to wide receiver Antonio Freeman. This early success put the Packers on the board, giving them a 7-point lead. The 49ers, however, responded quickly. Quarterback Steve Young, a veteran with a reputation for resilience and precision, guided his team down the field. Mixing short passes with timely runs, Young kept the Packers' defense off balance. The drive culminated in a touchdown pass to wide receiver J.J. Stokes, leveling the score and igniting the home crowd. As the first half progressed, both teams traded blows, showcasing their offensive capabilities. The Packers took advantage of their strong running game, with Dorsey Levens finding gaps in the 49ers' defense. His hard-running style helped set up another scoring opportunity for Green Bay, which they capitalized on with a field goal. The 49ers, refusing to be outdone, leaned on their own ground attack. Running back Garrison Hurst, with his combination of speed and power, broke free for significant gains, driving the team into scoring position. Once again, Steve Young delivered, connecting with fullback William Floyd for a touchdown, pushing the 49ers into the lead. Defensively, both teams struggled to establish dominance. The 49ers' defense, usually a formidable unit, found themselves challenged by Favre's quick release and ability to extend plays. Meanwhile, the Packers' defense, known for their aggressive style, found it difficult to contain the 49ers' versatile offense. This back-and-forth battle continued through the first half, with each team adding to their tally. By halftime, the 49ers held a slim lead, but the game remained tightly contested. The second half began with renewed intensity. The Packers, determined to regain control, came out firing. Favre, utilizing his impressive arm strength, threaded passes through tight coverage, gradually advancing his team downfield. The drive concluded with a touchdown pass to tight end Mark Shamara, swinging the lead back to Green Bay. The 49ers, undeterred by the setback, responded in kind. Steve Young, with his trademark poise, led a methodical drive that culminated in a field goal, narrowing the gap once more. As the clock ticked down, the tension in the stadium was palpable. The Packers, clinging to a 4-point lead, looked to their defense to hold firm. However, the 49ers, known for their never-say-die attitude, continued to press forward. The fourth quarter saw both teams battling fiercely, with each play carrying the weight of the season. The 49ers managed to add another field goal, but the Packers answered with one of their own, keeping the game within reach. With less than 2 minutes remaining, the 49ers found themselves trailing 27-23. The stage was set for a dramatic conclusion, with Steve Young tasked with leading his team downfield for a potential game-winning score. The drive began with a sense of urgency, as Young completed a series of quick passes to move the chains. The Packers' defense, aware of the stakes, tightened their coverage, attempting to thwart the 49ers' advances. As the seconds dwindled, Young faced a crucial third down. Dropping back, he scanned the field, looking for an open target. His eyes landed on wide receiver Terrell Owens, who had endured a challenging game with several dropped passes. Undeterred, Young unleashed a perfectly timed throw into tight coverage. Owens, who had been the target of criticism, seized his chance for redemption. He leapt into the air, snatching the ball from between two defenders and securing it as he crashed to the turf in the end zone. The stadium erupted in jubilation as the catch too unfolded before their eyes. Owens' catch, a 25-yard touchdown with just 8 seconds left on the clock, was nothing short of miraculous. The play not only gave the 49ers the lead, but also epitomized the drama and unpredictability of playoff football. With the extra point, the 49ers edged ahead, 30-27, completing a remarkable comeback. The Packers, stunned by the turn of events, had one final opportunity. With time for a single play, Favre launched a desperate pass downfield, but the 49ers' defense held firm, batting the ball away and securing the victory. As the final whistle blew, the 49ers celebrated their hard-fought win, advancing to the next round of the playoffs. Steve Young's performance, marked by 194 passing yards and 2 touchdowns, was instrumental in the victory. Yet it was Terrell Owens' redemption and the unforgettable catch that would be remembered as the defining moment of the game. The triumph over the Packers not only extended the 49ers' playoff run, but also added another storied chapter to the franchise's illustrious history at Candlestick Park. On January 5, 2003, the San Francisco 49ers hosted the New York Giants in a wildcard playoff game at Candlestick Park. The air was crisp and charged with anticipation as fans packed into the storied stadium, eager to witness their team's postseason battle. The Giants, led by quarterback Kerry Collins, had arrived with confidence, determined to extend their playoff run. The game began with the Giants taking control, showcasing a well-balanced attack. Collins, known for his strong arm and composure, orchestrated an effective opening drive. He connected with tight end Jeremy Shockey, who hauled in a pass over the middle, setting up a scoring opportunity. Running back Tiki Barber, with his trademark agility, finished the drive with a short touchdown run, putting the Giants on the board first. The 49ers, led by quarterback Jeff Garcia, faced an early test. Garcia, a determined competitor, responded with urgency. However, the Giants' defense, characterized by their aggressive pass rush, applied relentless pressure. Defensive end, Michael Strahan, a formidable presence on the field, disrupted the 49ers' offensive rhythm, forcing a quick 3-and-out. Capitalizing on their momentum, the Giants continued to press. Collins found wide receiver Amani Toomer on a deep route, exploiting a lapse in the 49ers' secondary. Toomer's catch and run extended the Giants' lead, leaving the 49ers searching for answers. As the first quarter closed, New York held a commanding lead, and the San Francisco faithful grew restless. The second quarter saw the Giants extend their advantage. Barber, exhibiting his dual-threat capabilities, broke free for a long run, slicing through the 49ers' defense. Collins then connected with Toomer again, this time for another touchdown, widening the gap further. The 49ers, now trailing significantly, faced an uphill battle. San Francisco needed a spark, and it came from their special teams. As the Giants attempted a field goal, defensive lineman Chike Okorafor surged through the line, blocking the kick and energizing the crowd. This play injected much-needed energy into the 49ers, and Garcia seized the opportunity. Leading a determined drive, he found wide receiver Terrell Owens in the corner of the end zone for a touchdown, reducing the deficit. Despite the score, the Giants maintained their composure. Collins remained steady under center, orchestrating another scoring drive. A precise pass to Shockey resulted in yet another touchdown, restoring their lead before halftime. As the teams headed to the locker rooms, the Giants were comfortably ahead, and the 49ers faced a daunting task. The third quarter began with the Giants continuing their dominance. Barber, with his elusive running style, added another touchdown, pushing the lead to 24 points. At this juncture, the 49ers' prospects appeared bleak. Yet, in the face of adversity, Garcia and his teammates refused to yield. With the clock ticking, the 49ers embarked on a comeback for the ages. Garcia, demonstrating grit and determination, led a methodical drive downfield. He connected with wide receiver Ty Streets for a touchdown, cutting into the Giants' lead. This score ignited the 49ers sideline, and the momentum began to shift. The 49ers defense, inspired by their offense's resurgence, tightened their grip. Defensive back Jason Webster intercepted a Collins pass, giving the 49ers another chance to close the gap. Seizing the moment, Garcia fired a strike to tight end Eric Johnson, who muscled his way into the end zone, bringing the 49ers within striking distance. As the fourth quarter unfolded, the tension in Candlestick Park was palpable. The Giants, feeling the pressure, attempted to regain control. However, the 49ers' defense, now playing with renewed intensity, forced a critical stop. San Francisco took over possession, and Garcia worked his magic once more. A perfectly placed pass to Owens resulted in another touchdown, narrowing the deficit to just 2 points. With just over a minute remaining, the 49ers faced a crucial decision. Trailing by 2 points, they opted for a 2-point conversion to tie the game. Garcia, known for his mobility, took the snap and scrambled toward the end zone. Diving across the goal line, he completed the conversion, sending the stadium into a frenzy. The Giants, now tied, had one final chance to reclaim the lead. Collins, attempting a last-minute drive, faced a relentless 49ers defense. Under pressure, he was unable to connect with his receivers, and the Giants were forced to punt. The 49ers took over possession and ran out the clock, sealing a remarkable comeback victory. The 49ers' triumph, a 39-38 win, marked the largest comeback in franchise history. Garcia's performance, totaling 331 passing yards and 3 touchdowns, was instrumental in the victory. The game, defined by San Francisco's tenacity and resilience, would be remembered as one of the most thrilling in playoff history. As the final whistle blew, the 49ers celebrated their hard-fought win, advancing to the next round of the playoffs. On January 14, 2012, the San Francisco 49ers took to the field at Candlestick Park, preparing to battle the New Orleans Saints in a high-stakes NFC divisional round matchup. The air was buzzing with anticipation as fans filled the stands, eager to witness their team's playoff quest continue. The Saints, known for their explosive offense, led by quarterback Drew Brees, arrived with confidence, ready to challenge the 49ers on their home turf. As the game kicked off, both teams looked to establish their rhythm early. The Saints struck first, with Brees orchestrating a swift drive down the field. His precision passing found wide receiver Marquise Colston in stride, who sprinted into the end zone for the opening score. The Saints' early lead served as a wake-up call for the 49ers, who knew they needed to respond quickly. Quarterback Alex Smith, leading the 49ers, took the field with determination. Known for his composure and leadership, Smith guided his team down the field, mixing short passes with a strong ground game. The 49ers' offensive line provided solid protection, allowing Smith to find tight end Vernon Davis for a touchdown. Davis, using his size and strength, muscled his way through defenders to tie the game. The Saints, unfazed, returned to their aggressive offensive approach. Brees, with his trademark accuracy, led another drive that culminated in a field goal, nudging the Saints ahead. The 49ers, however, remained focused. Their defense, led by linebacker Patrick Willis, began to tighten, applying pressure to Brees and disrupting his rhythm. The second quarter saw the 49ers capitalize on their defensive efforts. A pivotal moment came when safety Dante Whitner delivered a crushing hit on Saints running back Pierre Thomas, forcing a fumble that was swiftly recovered by San Francisco. This turnover energized the crowd, and set the stage for another 49ers scoring opportunity. Smith, seizing the moment, orchestrated a methodical drive, showcasing his poise under pressure. With the Saints' defense on its heels, Smith connected with wide receiver Michael Crabtree for a touchdown, giving San Francisco the lead. The momentum had shifted, and the 49ers faithful roared with approval. As the first half neared its conclusion, the Saints mounted a comeback attempt. Breeze, showcasing his veteran savvy, led a late drive that ended with a touchdown pass to tight end Jimmy Graham. The game, now a back-and-forth affair, was tied as the teams headed into halftime, setting the stage for an exhilarating second half. The third quarter opened with both teams trading blows. The 49ers' defense, relentless in their pursuit, managed to intercept a pass from Breeze, adding to their growing confidence. However, the Saints' defense held firm, preventing San Francisco from capitalizing on the turnover. Smith, undeterred, continued to lead his team with precision. His ability to remain composed under pressure was evident, as he orchestrated another scoring drive. This time, it was kicker David Akers who contributed, nailing a field goal to put the 49ers ahead once more. The Saints, refusing to back down, responded with a scoring drive of their own. Breeze, demonstrating his skill and leadership, found wide receiver Devery Henderson for a touchdown. The lead changed hands yet again, and the tension in Candlestick Park escalated. As the fourth quarter unfolded, the game reached a fever pitch. The Saints, determined to regain control, pressed forward with their high-octane offense. Breeze, with a quick release, connected with Graham for another touchdown, giving the Saints a slim lead. The pressure was now squarely on the 49ers. With the clock ticking down, Smith and his teammates faced a crucial moment. Trailing in the final minutes, the 49ers needed a spark. Smith, showcasing his dual-threat capabilities, delivered one of the game's defining plays. Breaking free from the pocket, he dashed around the left side for a stunning 28-yard touchdown run. The stadium erupted in cheers as San Francisco reclaimed the lead. The Saints, however, were not finished. With just over 2 minutes remaining, Breeze once again led his team down the field. In a display of resilience, he found Sproles for a touchdown, swinging the lead back in New Orleans' favor. The Saints' sidelines celebrated, but the game was far from over. With less than a minute remaining, the 49ers took possession, their season hanging in the balance. Smith, calm and collected, led a final drive that showcased his leadership and poise. He found Davis, his reliable target, who made a leaping catch in the end zone for a game-winning touchdown. The play, now etched in playoff lore, was celebrated as the Catch 3, a nod to San Francisco's storied history. The 49ers' defense held firm in the final seconds, securing a thrilling 36-32 victory. The game, marked by 5 lead changes and countless dramatic moments, would be remembered as one of the most exciting in playoff history. Smith's performance, throwing for 299 yards and 3 touchdowns, was instrumental in the win. As the final whistle blew, the 49ers celebrated their hard-fought victory, advancing to the NFC Championship game. The fans who had witnessed an unforgettable contest cheered their team off the field, their Super Bowl dreams still alive. January 14, 2012, found the San Francisco 49ers and New Orleans Saints in a face-off at Candlestick Park, a setting ripe for drama in the NFC divisional round. The intensity was palpable as fans packed into the stadium, eager to see if their beloved 49ers could fend off the high-octane Saints, led by Drew Brees, one of the league's most prolific passers. The game began with the 49ers seizing early control. Alex Smith, demonstrating a calm command of the offense, orchestrated a series of precise plays. Moving the chains methodically, Smith relied on short passes and strategic runs to advance the ball. This approach paid off as the 49ers scored the first points of the game through a David Akers field goal, setting the tone for what promised to be a fiercely contested battle. Not to be outdone, the Saints responded with characteristic flair. Drew Brees, renowned for his accuracy and quick decision-making, led a charge downfield. His connection with wide receiver Marquise Colston on a deep pass electrified the Saints' sideline and set them up for a scoring opportunity. A few plays later, Brees found tight end Jimmy Graham in the end zone, putting the Saints ahead and briefly quieting the home crowd. The first quarter saw both teams exchange blows, with defenses stepping up to stifle offensive advances. San Francisco's defense, anchored by the indomitable Patrick Willis, showcased its grit by forcing a turnover. This pivotal moment swung momentum back to the 49ers. Capitalizing on the shift, Smith guided his team downfield, culminating in a touchdown pass to tight end Vernon Davis. The crowd erupted as the 49ers reclaimed the lead, the energy in the stadium reaching a fever pitch. As the second quarter unfolded, the Saints sought to regain their footing. Undeterred by the earlier setback, Brees continued to probe the 49ers' secondary. A short pass to running back Darren Sproles turned into a significant gain, as Sproles' agility and speed left defenders grasping at air. This drive concluded with a field goal, narrowing the 49ers' lead and setting the stage for a tense back and forth. The 49ers, however, were unfazed. Smith, showing remarkable poise, led another offensive assault. Mixing short passes with powerful runs by Frank Gore, the 49ers methodically advanced. Near the red zone, Smith fired a pass to wide receiver Michael Crabtree, who made an acrobatic catch for a touchdown, extending the 49ers' lead before the half. The home crowd roared its approval, the sound echoing through the historic stadium. The third quarter saw both teams locked in a defensive stalemate. San Francisco's defensive line, led by Justin Smith, relentlessly pressured Brees, disrupting his rhythm and limiting big plays. The Saints' defense, equally determined, stifled the 49ers' ground game, resulting in a series of punts and a tense, scoreless period. New Orleans eventually broke through the defensive gridlock. Brees, with his signature quick release, found Colston on a deep post route. The receiver sprinted past the coverage for a touchdown, once again bringing the Saints within striking distance. The back-and-forth nature of the game kept fans on edge, each team refusing to concede ground. The final quarter brought the game to a boiling point. With the 49ers clinging to a slim lead, Smith orchestrated a critical drive. Facing a pivotal third down deep in New Orleans territory, he executed a perfect play-action pass to Davis, who muscled his way into the end zone. The touchdown restored San Francisco's lead, but the Saints remained a formidable threat. With minutes remaining, Brees showcased his late-game prowess, orchestrating a masterful drive. A screen pass to Sproles turned into a go-ahead touchdown as the speedy back raced down the sideline. The Saints' sideline erupted in celebration, believing they had dealt the decisive blow. But the 49ers had one final opportunity. Smith, calm under pressure, took the field with less than 2 minutes on the clock. On a crucial third down, he rolled left, evading pressure, and sprinted down the sideline for a remarkable 28-yard touchdown run. The play, a testament to Smith's athleticism and resolve, sent the stadium into a frenzy. With the 49ers back in the lead, New Orleans had a last-ditch chance. Brees, known for his late-game heroics, attempted to mount a final drive. However, San Francisco's defense, playing with fierce determination, held firm. Defensive back Dashan, Goldson intercepted a breeze pass, effectively sealing the game. As the clock wound down, the 49ers celebrated a thrilling 36-32 victory. Smith's performance, highlighted by 299 passing yards and 3 touchdowns, proved instrumental. The game, marked by 5 lead changes and relentless action, would be remembered as one of the most exciting playoff encounters. With their hard-fought triumph, the 49ers advanced to the NFC Championship game, their Super Bowl aspirations still very much alive. January 12, 2013, marked a significant day for the San Francisco 49ers as they squared off against the Green Bay Packers in the NFC Divisional Round at Candlestick Park. The anticipation was tangible, with fans eagerly awaiting the performance of Colin Kaepernick, the dynamic young quarterback making his playoff debut. The evening promised a blend of tension and excitement, with the storied Packers providing a formidable challenge. From the outset, the game unfolded with a flurry of activity. The Packers, led by their seasoned quarterback Aaron Rodgers, began with an efficient drive, showcasing their trademark precision. Rodgers, with his quick release and keen vision, connected early with his receivers, propelling Green Bay into scoring territory. The drive concluded with a touchdown pass to wide receiver James Jones, sending a ripple of concern through the San Francisco faithful. The 49ers, however, were not to be outdone. Taking the field with calm resolve, Kaepernick orchestrated a swift response. His first drive demonstrated the dual-threat capabilities that had become his hallmark. Mixing runs with crisp passes, he methodically advanced the team down the field. The drive culminated in a touchdown pass to wide receiver Michael Crabtree, leveling the score and electrifying the home crowd. As the first quarter progressed, the Packers continued to press. Their offensive line provided steadfast protection, allowing Rodgers to dissect the 49ers' defense. A series of well-executed plays brought Green Bay back into the red zone, and a short touchdown run by running back Deuwan Harris restored their lead. The Packers appeared poised and confident, but the game was far from settled. The second quarter began with a defining moment that would set the tone for the rest of the game. Kaepernick, displaying remarkable agility and vision, broke loose for a breathtaking 56-yard touchdown run. Evading multiple defenders, he showcased both speed and power, leaving the Packers' defense in disarray. This record-breaking run marked the longest rushing touchdown by a quarterback in playoff history and sent a clear message: the 49ers were here to compete. With the game tied again, the 49ers' defense, anchored by linebacker Patrick Willis, began to assert itself. Applying relentless pressure on Rodgers, they disrupted the Packers' rhythm, forcing hurried throws and limiting their ground game. A crucial interception by cornerback Terrell Brown halted a promising Green Bay drive, providing San Francisco with an opportunity to seize control. Capitalizing on the turnover, Kaepernick led another impressive drive. Mixing precision passing with effective running plays, he kept the Packers' defense guessing. A well-placed pass found Crabtree in the end zone for his second touchdown of the game, giving the 49ers their first lead. The momentum shift was palpable, with the home crowd roaring its approval. As halftime approached, both teams engaged in a tactical battle, each seeking to gain an edge. The Packers managed to add a field goal, narrowing the gap, but the 49ers responded in kind. Kaepernick, demonstrating poise beyond his years, engineered a late drive resulting in a field goal by David Akers. The 49ers entered the locker room with a narrow lead, buoyed by a sense of growing confidence. The third quarter saw the 49ers begin to pull away. Their defense, relentless and disciplined, stifled the Packers' attempts to mount a comeback. Rodgers, typically unflappable, found himself under constant duress, with the 49ers' defensive line collapsing the pocket repeatedly. This disruption led to another pivotal turnover, as linebacker Navarro Bowman stripped the ball from a Packers running back, setting up excellent field position for San Francisco. Kaepernick wasted no time capitalizing on the opportunity. With a mix of quarterback runs and pinpoint passes, he moved the 49ers deep into Green Bay territory. A short touchdown run by running back Frank Gore extended the lead, and the 49ers' grip on the game tightened. The Packers, facing a growing deficit, attempted to rally. Rodgers, with his characteristic tenacity, orchestrated a quick drive, resulting in a touchdown pass to wide receiver Greg Jennings. The score rekindled some hope for Green Bay, but the 49ers remained unfazed. Kaepernick, in response, delivered yet another scoring drive, capped by his second rushing touchdown of the game. His performance was nothing short of spectacular, as he continued to dissect the Packers' defense with surgical precision. As the final quarter commenced, the 49ers held a commanding lead. Their defense, having found its rhythm, continued to frustrate Rodgers and the Packers. A series of defensive stands, punctuated by key tackles and pass breakups, kept Green Bay at bay. The 49ers' offense, meanwhile, maintained its aggressive approach, adding a field goal to further extend the lead. With time winding down, the Packers made one last push. Rodgers, determined to fight until the end, led a spirited drive culminating in a touchdown pass to tight end Jermichael Finley. The score brought Green Bay closer, but time was not on their side. The 49ers, with a comfortable lead, focused on ball control, using their ground game to run down the clock. As the final whistle blew, the scoreboard read 45-31 in favor of San Francisco. The victory, marked by Kaepernick's record-breaking performance, secured the 49ers' place in the NFC Championship game. His dual-threat capability had been on full display, with 181 rushing yards and 2 rushing touchdowns, complemented by his passing prowess. The 49ers' offense, orchestrated by Kaepernick, had put up a total of 45 points, underscoring their dominance. The game at Candlestick Park would be remembered as a breakout moment for Kaepernick, whose extraordinary debut had energized the 49ers' playoff run. The young quarterback's ability to thrive under the spotlight had not only earned the admiration of fans, but also set the stage for what promised to be a thrilling playoff journey. December 23, 2013, witnessed a poignant chapter in the history of the San Francisco 49ers. As the team prepared to face the Atlanta Falcons, the atmosphere was charged with emotion. The game was set to be the final showdown at Candlestick Park, a stadium that had seen countless memorable moments and had been home to the 49ers for several decades. Fans gathered in anticipation, eager to witness their team one last time in this iconic setting. The game began under the evening sky, with both teams aware of the significance of the occasion. The Falcons, led by quarterback Matt Ryan, were determined to spoil the 49ers' farewell party. From the start, Ryan displayed his trademark accuracy, connecting with wide receiver Harry Douglas on several key plays. The Falcons' initial drive set a competitive tone, with a field goal putting them on the scoreboard early. Colin Kaepernick, the 49ers' young quarterback, took to the field with a sense of purpose. Known for his athleticism and strong arm, Kaepernick aimed to lead his team to victory. His first drive showed promise, as he efficiently moved the ball downfield, with a combination of short passes and strategic runs. The drive concluded with a field goal by kicker Phil Dawson, leveling the score and igniting the home crowd. As the first quarter progressed, both defenses began to assert themselves. The 49ers, known for their formidable defense, applied pressure on Ryan, forcing hurried throws and limiting the Falcons' ground game. Linebacker Patrick Willis, a stalwart presence, led the charge, disrupting Atlanta's rhythm and setting the tone for his teammates. In the second quarter, the 49ers capitalized on a crucial turnover. Defensive back Tremaine Brock intercepted a pass intended for Falcons tight end Tony Gonzalez, returning it deep into Atlanta territory. This pivotal play shifted momentum in favor of San Francisco, energizing both the team and the fans. Kaepernick, seizing the opportunity, orchestrated a methodical drive. Utilizing a mix of short passes to wide receiver, Anquan Boldin, and quick runs, he kept the Falcons' defense off balance. The drive culminated in a touchdown pass to tight end Vernon Davis, giving the 49ers their first lead of the game. The stadium erupted in cheers, with the fans relishing the moment. The Falcons, undeterred, mounted a response. Ryan, showcasing his resilience, led a determined drive down the field. With precise throws and well-executed plays, he guided Atlanta into the red zone. A short touchdown pass to wide receiver Roddy White brought the Falcons back within reach, tightening the contest as halftime approached. The second half began with renewed intensity. Both teams were aware of the stakes, and the pace of play reflected this urgency. The 49ers' defense, relentless in its pursuit, continued to apply pressure on Ryan. Defensive end Justin Smith and linebacker Navarro Bowman spearheaded the effort, disrupting passing lanes and containing the run. Midway through the third quarter, Kaepernick delivered a standout moment. With the 49ers facing a crucial third down, he unleashed a deep pass to wide receiver Michael Crabtree. The pass, perfectly timed and placed, found Crabtree in stride for a significant gain. The play electrified the crowd and set up a field goal by Dawson, extending San Francisco's lead. The Falcons, facing a mounting deficit, intensified their efforts. Ryan, unwavering in his resolve, orchestrated another scoring drive. Mixing short passes with strategic runs, he methodically moved the ball downfield. A touchdown run by running back Steven Jackson narrowed the gap, keeping the Falcons within striking distance. As the fourth quarter commenced, the game hung in the balance. Both teams exchanged blows, each seeking to gain the upper hand. The 49ers, determined to end their time at Candlestick Park on a high note, dug deep. Their defense, resilient and focused, forced a crucial turnover. Brock, stepping up once again, intercepted Ryan for the second time, providing a spark for San Francisco. With the end of the game drawing near, the moment that would define the evening unfolded. Ryan, attempting to lead a late comeback, dropped back to pass. Bowman's anticipation and instinct led him to intercept the pass, and he wasted no time capitalizing on the opportunity. Racing down the sideline, Bowman evaded would-be tacklers, his eyes fixed on the end zone. The pick six, a dramatic and fitting conclusion, sealed the game for the 49ers. The stadium erupted in celebration, with fans acknowledging the significance of the moment. Bowman's return for a touchdown not only secured a victory, but also provided a storybook ending to the final game at Candlestick Park. The scoreboard, reading 34-24 in favor of San Francisco, marked the conclusion of an era. As the final whistle blew, players and fans alike took a moment to reflect on the history and memories associated with Candlestick Park. The victory, achieved through a collective team effort, was a testament to the resilience and determination that had come to define the 49ers. Kaepernick's performance, marked by 197 passing yards and a touchdown, underscored his growth and leadership. The evening concluded with a sense of nostalgia and appreciation. The 49ers' farewell to Candlestick Park was not just a victory on the field, but a celebration of the legacy and tradition that the stadium had embodied. As the players left the field, they carried with them the memories of a storied venue that had been home to countless triumphs and cherished moments. On January 19, 2020, the San Francisco 49ers clashed with the Green Bay Packers in the NFC Championship game, a contest that promised high stakes and even higher expectations. At Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara, California, a sea of red and gold filled the stands, with fans eager to witness their team battle for a coveted spot in Super Bowl LEV. The game began with the 49ers receiving the opening kickoff. Quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo, known for his calm demeanor and precision, took the field with his offense. But it was running back Raheem Mostert who quickly became the star of the day. On the very first drive, Mostert displayed his explosive speed, darting through the Packers' defense for a significant gain. This set the tone for what would be a career-defining performance for the 49ers running back. As the first quarter unfolded, the 49ers offensive line, a formidable unit in its own right, opened up lanes for Mostert. His first touchdown came on a straightforward play, where he found an opening and sprinted into the end zone, giving San Francisco an early lead. The home crowd erupted, their cheers echoing through the crisp winter air. The Packers, led by veteran quarterback Aaron Rodgers, were determined to respond. Known for his ability to orchestrate comebacks, Rodgers methodically advanced his team downfield. But the 49ers' defense, a disciplined and aggressive group, was ready for the challenge. Defensive end Nick Bosa, a relentless force, pressured Rodgers, forcing hurried throws and disrupting the Packers' rhythm. In the second quarter, the 49ers' offensive strategy remained steadfast. Garoppolo continued to manage the game with poise, but it was Mostert who truly shined. On a pivotal play, he took a handoff and, following his blockers with precision, broke free for a long touchdown run. This extended the 49ers' lead and further ignited the home crowd. The Packers, facing a growing deficit, struggled to find answers. Rodgers, while typically unflappable, found himself under constant pressure from the 49ers' defensive front. Linebacker Fred Warner, known for his speed and instincts, made critical tackles, preventing Green Bay from gaining any real momentum. As halftime approached, the 49ers maintained their dominance. Mostert, continuing his stellar performance, added another touchdown to his tally. His vision and agility were on full display as he weaved through defenders, leaving them grasping at air. The 49ers entered the locker room with a commanding lead, buoyed by Mostert's exceptional play and a stout defensive effort. The second half saw the Packers attempt to mount a comeback. Rodgers, never one to concede easily, orchestrated a drive that culminated in a touchdown pass, narrowing the gap slightly. However, the 49ers remained composed, their focus unshaken by the Packers' brief resurgence. Garoppolo, though not asked to pass frequently, remained efficient in his role. He connected with his receivers when necessary, maintaining the 49ers' offensive balance. Meanwhile, Mostert continued to carry the load, his fourth touchdown of the day further demoralizing the Packers and energizing the fans. The 49ers' defense, not to be outdone, continued to stifle Green Bay's efforts. Defensive back Richard Sherman, a seasoned veteran, made a crucial interception late in the game, effectively sealing the victory for San Francisco. The crowd, sensing the inevitable, erupted into jubilant celebration, their team on the brink of another Super Bowl appearance. As the final whistle blew, the scoreboard read 37-20 in favor of the 49ers. The triumph was a testament to the team's cohesion and determination, with Mostert's extraordinary performance standing out as a highlight in a game filled with memorable moments. His 220 rushing yards and 4 touchdowns etched his name into the annals of 49ers history, a feat that would be remembered for years to come. Garoppolo's contribution, though less flashy, was no less important. His management of the game and key passes ensured the offense remained on course. The 49ers' defense, relentless and disciplined, kept Rodgers and the Packers in check, allowing only 20 points in a game where they were expected to shine. With the victory secured, the 49ers turned their attention to the Super Bowl, their place in the championship firmly established by a dominant performance against a formidable opponent. The journey to Miami was set, with hopes high and spirits even higher. As the players left the field, they carried with them the pride of a city and the promise of a legacy yet to be fulfilled. On December 11, 2022, the San Francisco 49ers took the field against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara, California. The crowd buzzed with anticipation, eager to see rookie quarterback Brock Purdy make his first start. The 49ers were riding a winning streak, and this game presented an opportunity for Purdy to showcase his potential against a formidable opponent. The game began with the Buccaneers receiving the kickoff. Their veteran quarterback Tom Brady was poised and experienced, but the 49ers' defense, known for its tenacity, was prepared to meet the challenge. Defensive linemen Nick Bosa and Arik Armstead quickly set the tone, applying pressure and forcing quick throws from Brady. The Buccaneers struggled to find rhythm, and their opening drive ended with a punt. When Purdy took the field, a sense of calm confidence emanated from him. The 49ers' offensive line provided solid protection, allowing Purdy to settle into his role. On an early drive, he executed a play-action pass perfectly. Rolling out to his right, he spotted Christian McCaffrey cutting across the field. Purdy delivered a precise 10-yard strike, and McCaffrey, known for his agility and speed, caught the pass and darted into the end zone. The stadium erupted as Purdy celebrated his first touchdown pass, a moment that hinted at his potential as a starting quarterback. With the 49ers ahead, their defense continued to dominate. Linebacker Fred Warner, with his keen instincts, disrupted Tampa Bay's attempts to advance. Brady, though a master at reading defenses, found himself under constant duress. The 49ers' secondary, led by Talanoa Hufanga, was relentless, breaking up passes and denying the Buccaneers any opportunity to gain momentum. As the first half progressed, Purdy displayed composure beyond his years. Mixing short passes with strategic handoffs to McCaffrey and fellow running back Elijah Mitchell, he kept the Buccaneers' defense guessing. The 49ers extended their lead with another touchdown drive, this time capitalizing on a turnover forced by their defense. Purdy's confidence grew with each play, evident in his decisive throws and the way he commanded the huddle. By halftime, the 49ers held a comfortable lead, with the scoreboard showing a significant advantage. The home crowd, energized by the team's performance, cheered loudly as the players headed to the locker room. The Buccaneers, meanwhile, faced the challenge of adjusting their strategy in hopes of mounting a comeback. The second half saw more of the same dominance from San Francisco. Purdy continued to manage the game effectively, spreading the ball to his receivers and maintaining offensive balance. His second touchdown pass came in the third quarter, an accurate throw to tight end George Kittle, who fought off defenders to reach the end zone. The connection between Purdy and his teammates grew stronger with each successful play. On the defensive side, the 49ers gave no quarter. Brady, despite his experience, struggled to find open targets as San Francisco's secondary blanketed the Buccaneers' receivers. The defensive front, led by Bosa and Armstead, continued to collapse the pocket, forcing Brady into hurried decisions. As the game wore on, the Buccaneers managed only a single touchdown, a testament to the 49ers' suffocating defense. As the final quarter unfolded, San Francisco maintained their grip on the game. Purdy, aware of the importance of clock management, orchestrated long, methodical drives that drained precious time away from the Buccaneers. His poise and leadership on the field were evident, and the 49ers' offense executed with precision. When the final whistle blew, the 49ers emerged victorious, with a decisive 35-7 win. The game highlighted the potential of Brock Purdy, whose performance as a rookie quarterback exceeded expectations. His calm demeanor and sharp decision-making were pivotal in guiding his team to victory. The 49ers' defense, equally impressive, had effectively neutralized one of the game's greatest quarterbacks. As the players left the field, the sense of accomplishment was palpable. The victory extended San Francisco's winning streak and solidified their position as a formidable contender. For Purdy, the game marked the beginning of what many hoped would be a promising career. His debut performance not only showcased his talent, but also instilled confidence in his ability to lead the team in future contests. On December 15, 2022, Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara, California, buzzed with excitement. The San Francisco 49ers were preparing to face their division rivals, the Seattle Seahawks, on Thursday Night Football. This matchup carried significant weight, as a victory would not only extend the 49ers' winning streak, but also clinch the NFC West title for them. The fans, wrapped in red and gold, filled the stands, their anticipation palpable. The game kicked off under the bright lights, with the 49ers receiving the ball first. Brock Purdy, the young quarterback who had recently made his mark with a strong debut performance, jogged onto the field with a calm demeanor. The offensive line stood firm, providing him with the protection needed to survey the field. On the first drive, Purdy connected with wide receiver Brandon Ayuk, who fought for extra yards after the catch. This early play set the tone for an aggressive offensive strategy. As the first quarter unfolded, both teams exchanged defensive blows, each determined to gain an early edge. The Seahawks, led by quarterback Geno Smith, attempted to penetrate the 49ers' formidable defense. However, San Francisco's defensive unit, known for its resilience, was unyielding. Nick Bosa and Fred Warner led the charge, applying relentless pressure on Smith. The Seahawks struggled to find consistency, and their drives were often cut short. In the second quarter, the 49ers began to find their rhythm. Purdy orchestrated a methodical drive, mixing short passes with strategic runs by Christian McCaffrey. The Seahawks' defense, wary of McCaffrey's explosive potential, crowded the line of scrimmage. Sensing an opportunity, Purdy audibled at the line, adjusting the play to exploit the coverage. He dropped back, scanning the field before launching a deep pass down the middle. George Kittle, the 49ers' star tight end, sprinted downfield, closely marked by a Seahawks defender. As the ball soared through the air, Kittle adjusted his route, reaching out with one hand. With a deft touch, he secured the ball, maintaining his balance as he stumbled forward. The crowd erupted, their cheers echoing through the stadium, as Kittle completed a spectacular 54-yard touchdown reception. This play not only electrified the fans, but also underscored Kittle's exceptional athleticism. With the 49ers now leading, their defense intensified its efforts. The Seahawks, determined to respond, pushed forward. Geno Smith attempted to rally his team, orchestrating a drive that brought them deep into 49ers territory. However, as they approached the red zone, Smith's pass was expertly intercepted by Talanoa Hufanga. This turnover thwarted the Seahawks' momentum, reinforcing the 49ers' defensive dominance. As halftime approached, the 49ers maintained their lead, the scoreboard reflecting a hard-fought advantage. In the locker room, the team regrouped, discussing adjustments and strategies for the second half. Purdy, despite his youth, demonstrated poise, engaging with coaches and teammates to refine their approach. The third quarter saw the Seahawks come out with renewed vigor. Smith, eager to make amends for his earlier misstep, led a determined drive down the field. This time, the Seahawks managed to capitalize, as Smith connected with wide receiver Tyler Lockett for a touchdown. The successful drive narrowed the 49ers' lead, injecting tension back into the game. In response, the 49ers' offense took the field with a sense of urgency. Purdy, displaying maturity beyond his years, navigated the offense with precision. His passes were crisp and his decision-making sharp. Christian McCaffrey, a constant threat in the backfield, provided crucial yardage, keeping the chains moving. The drive culminated in a field goal, extending the 49ers' lead and giving them a bit more breathing room. The fourth quarter was a test of endurance and strategy. The Seahawks, trailing but far from defeated, launched a final push. Smith attempted to rally his team, but the 49ers' defense, unyielding and disciplined, stood firm. Fred Warner, a cornerstone of the defense, made his presence felt with timely tackles and strategic positioning. As the Seahawks edged closer to the end zone, Warner intercepted a pass, further solidifying the 49ers' defensive prowess. With time winding down, the 49ers shifted their focus to clock management. Purdy orchestrated long, deliberate drives, utilizing short passes and runs to eat away at the remaining minutes. The Seahawks, desperate to regain possession, intensified their defensive efforts. However, the 49ers' offensive line held strong, ensuring Purdy had the time needed to execute plays efficiently. As the final whistle blew, the 49ers emerged victorious, with a 21-13 win. The triumph was not just a testament to their skill and preparation, but also an affirmation of their place atop the NFC West. The victory extended their winning streak to 8 games, a remarkable achievement that underscored their potential as playoff contenders. For George Kittle, the game was a personal triumph, his one-handed catch a defining moment that would be replayed and remembered. Brock Purdy's continued composure and effectiveness as a quarterback bolstered the team's confidence in his abilities. The defense's tenacity, exemplified by timely interceptions and relentless pressure, proved pivotal in securing the win. As the players left the field, the atmosphere was one of celebration and accomplishment. The 49ers had not only defeated a fierce rival, but had also secured their position as division champions. The future held promise, with the team poised to make a significant impact in the postseason. The victory achieved through teamwork, skill and determination would be cherished by players and fans alike. On December 10, 2023, Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara was alive with anticipation as the San Francisco 49ers prepared to take on the Seattle Seahawks. This game held immense importance, not just for the standings, but for the pride and rivalry that these two teams had cultivated over the years. The late afternoon sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden glow over the field as fans settled into their seats. The stakes were high, control of the division was on the line. The game began with the Seahawks receiving the opening kickoff. Seattle's quarterback, Geno Smith, led his team onto the field, determined to set the tone early. The 49ers' defense, known for its resilience and strategic acumen, was ready for the challenge. Led by Nick Bosa and Fred Warner, they applied pressure right from the start. The Seahawks managed a few short gains, but the 49ers held firm, forcing them to punt. When the 49ers took possession, Brock Purdy jogged onto the field with confidence. The young quarterback had been impressive throughout the season, and today was no different. The first drive was a mix of short passes and runs, with Christian McCaffrey providing a steady presence in the backfield. McCaffrey, elusive as always, found gaps in the Seattle defense, helping to move the chains. The drive stalled just outside field goal range, but the tone was set. This was going to be a battle of wills. The first quarter ended scoreless, with both defenses holding their ground. As the second quarter began, the Seahawks struck first. A well-executed play-action pass found Tyler Lockett in stride, and he sprinted into the end zone, giving Seattle a 7-point lead. The 49ers defense regrouped, determined not to let this setback affect their focus. Purdy and the 49ers offense returned to the field with renewed determination. A series of precise passes to George Kittle and Deebo Samuel helped march the team down the field. Nearing the red zone, Purdy faked a handoff to McCaffrey, drawing in the defense. With a quick pivot, he found Kittle open over the middle. Kittle, known for his ability to gain yards after the catch, bulldozed his way to the end zone, tying the game at 7 apiece. Seattle responded with a methodical drive of their own. Geno Smith, utilizing his legs and arm, moved the Seahawks into field goal range. A successful kick put them back on top, 10-7. The 49ers' defense, though, was unshaken. Fred Warner's leadership was evident as he rallied his teammates, ensuring that they remained focused. As halftime approached, the 49ers orchestrated a well-timed drive. Purdy, calm under pressure, connected with Brandon Ayuk and Jawan Jennings on consecutive plays. The drive culminated with a perfectly placed pass to Deebo Samuel in the corner of the end zone. With this touchdown, the 49ers took their first lead of the game, 14-10, as the teams headed into the locker rooms. The second half opened with the 49ers receiving the kickoff. Looking to build on their momentum, they drove down the field with purpose. Purdy, showing poise beyond his years, distributed the ball effectively, keeping the Seahawks' defense guessing. Christian McCaffrey broke through for a significant gain, setting the 49ers up deep in Seattle territory. From there, Purdy found Kittle once more for a short touchdown, extending their lead to 21-10. The Seahawks, however, were not done. Geno Smith led a spirited response, taking advantage of a coverage breakdown to hit DK Metcalf for a long touchdown. The score now stood at 21-16, and the tension in Levi's Stadium was palpable. As the fourth quarter began, the 49ers held a slim lead. Brock Purdy, aware of the game's significance, remained composed. The drive that followed was a testament to his growing maturity as a quarterback. With the Seahawks focusing on containing McCaffrey and Samuel, Purdy turned his attention to Brandon Ayuk. On a crucial third down, Purdy dropped back, scanning the field. Spotting Ayuk on the sideline, he delivered a precise pass. Ayuk, showcasing remarkable footwork, tapped both toes in bounds as he secured the catch for a 23-yard touchdown. The stadium erupted in cheers, the fans celebrating a moment that had swung the game, and potentially, the division in favor of the 49ers. The score now at 28-16, the 49ers defense took the field with a clear objective: protect the lead. The Seahawks, facing a 2-score deficit, moved with urgency. Geno Smith orchestrated a drive that brought them back within striking distance. However, as they approached scoring range, the 49ers defense made a stand. Pressure from the front forced Smith into a desperate pass that was intercepted by Talanoa Hufanga, effectively sealing the victory for San Francisco. The final whistle blew, confirming the 49ers' triumph with a 28-16 victory. This win not only secured their position at the top of the division, but also showcased the skill and heart of a team ready for the challenges ahead. For Brock Purdy, it was another step in his journey as a quarterback, his performance reaffirming the faith placed in him. Brandon Ayuk's sideline catch would be remembered as a defining moment, a testament to his talent and determination. As the players celebrated on the field, the significance of the victory was clear. The 49ers had not only defeated a fierce rival, but had also taken a major step toward their postseason ambitions. The win, achieved through teamwork, skill, and perseverance, would be cherished by players and fans alike, a testament to the spirit of the San Francisco 49ers. On October 1, 2023, Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara was buzzing with anticipation. The San Francisco 49ers were set to face the Arizona Cardinals in a regular season clash that promised excitement. The 49ers were riding high on a string of victories and were determined to keep the momentum going. As the game kicked off, fans settled in, ready to witness another chapter in the storied rivalry between these two teams. Christian McCaffrey, the 49ers' star running back, took center stage early in the game. Known for his agility and vision on the field, McCaffrey was a force to be reckoned with. The Cardinals were well aware of his capabilities, but stopping him was another matter entirely. The 49ers' offensive line, known for its strength and coordination, provided McCaffrey with the space he needed to work his magic. The opening quarter saw both teams testing each other's defenses. The Cardinals, led by their dynamic quarterback, sought to establish their passing game. However, the 49ers' defense, anchored by stalwarts like Fred Warner and Nick Bosa, held firm. They applied pressure, disrupting the Cardinals' rhythm and forcing them to settle for short gains. The 49ers' defensive strategy was clear: contain the Cardinals' playmakers and limit their scoring opportunities. On offense, the 49ers began to find their groove. Brock Purdy, displaying poise and precision, orchestrated a series of plays that moved the chains. His connection with wide receivers Brandon Ayuk and Deebo Samuel was evident as they made crucial catches to keep the drive alive. But it was Christian McCaffrey who would deliver the first big play of the game. Midway through the second quarter, with the 49ers looking to break the deadlock, McCaffrey lined up in the backfield. The play unfolded quickly, a handoff from Purdy, and McCaffrey darted through a gap created by his offensive line. What followed was a dazzling display of speed and agility. McCaffrey weaved through the Cardinals' defenders, breaking multiple tackles. His 72-yard dash down the sideline left the crowd in awe and the Cardinals' defense in disarray. It was a run that highlighted McCaffrey's exceptional talent and set the tone for the remainder of the game. The touchdown energized the 49ers and their fans, giving them a 7-point lead. The Cardinals, now on the back foot, needed a response. Their quarterback attempted to rally the team, targeting his receivers in an effort to regain momentum. But the 49ers' defense was relentless. A well-timed interception by Talanoa Hufanga halted the Cardinals' advance, handing possession back to San Francisco. With the ball back in their hands, the 49ers' offense went to work. McCaffrey continued to be a focal point, his versatility on full display. Whether catching passes out of the backfield or finding holes in the defense, he was a constant threat. As the second quarter wound down, McCaffrey struck again, this time with a short yardage touchdown plunge that extended the 49ers' lead. The scoreboard read 14-3 in favor of San Francisco as the teams headed to the locker rooms for halftime. The third quarter began with the 49ers receiving the kickoff. Looking to build on their lead, they executed a balanced attack. Purdy, demonstrating his growing confidence, spread the ball around, keeping the Cardinals' defense off balance. His connection with George Kittle, the dependable tight end, was particularly effective. Kittle's ability to find open spaces and make tough catches added another dimension to the 49ers' offense. As the quarter progressed, McCaffrey continued to shine. Another drive saw him break free for a substantial gain, setting the 49ers up in prime scoring position. A quick pass from Purdy to Kittle found the end zone, and the 49ers' lead grew to 21-3. The Cardinals, now facing a significant deficit, were in need of a spark. Arizona's offense, determined to claw their way back into the game, showed signs of life. A methodical drive saw them move into the red zone, culminating in a touchdown pass that trimmed the 49ers' lead to 21-10. The Cardinals hoped this would be the momentum shift they needed, but the 49ers had other plans. The fourth quarter belonged to McCaffrey. With the 49ers looking to put the game out of reach, he delivered once more. A screen pass from Purdy allowed McCaffrey to showcase his elusiveness, as he dodged defenders and sprinted into the end zone for his third touchdown of the day. The crowd erupted, the scoreboard now reading 28-10. The Cardinals, undeterred, continued to fight. Another drive resulted in a field goal, but the 49ers' defense remained resolute. With the game winding down, McCaffrey added the finishing touch. Another powerful run saw him break through the Cardinals' defensive line for his fourth touchdown, capping off a memorable performance. The final whistle blew, and the 49ers emerged victorious, with a commanding 35-16 win. McCaffrey's performance was the highlight of the day. His 177 rushing yards and 4 touchdowns a testament to his skill and determination. The 49ers' defense, too, deserved credit, having effectively neutralized the Cardinals' offensive threats. As the players left the field, the significance of the win was clear. It was a statement of intent from the 49ers, reaffirming their status as contenders in the league. For McCaffrey, it was a day to remember, his contributions instrumental in securing a crucial victory for his team. On December 3, 2023, the San Francisco 49ers traveled to Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia to take on the Eagles. The atmosphere was electric, with fans eager to see how the 49ers would fare against the defending NFC champions. The stakes were high, and both teams came into the game with determination etched on their faces. The first quarter was a showcase of defensive prowess from both sides. The Eagles, with their formidable defensive line, aimed to disrupt the 49ers' offense early. Philadelphia's defense managed to keep the 49ers in check initially, applying pressure on quarterback Brock Purdy and limiting his options downfield. The 49ers, known for their resilient defense, mirrored this intensity. Fred Warner, a leader on the defensive unit, played a pivotal role in organizing his teammates, ensuring that every player was in position to thwart the Eagles' offensive advances. Despite early pressure, the 49ers began to find their footing. With patience and precision, Purdy connected with Brandon Ayuk on a deep pass that flipped the field and gave San Francisco momentum. As the drive progressed into the second quarter, Purdy fired a sharp throw to Brandon Ayuk, who secured the catch for a touchdown that gave the 49ers their first lead, 7-6. The 49ers' defense continued to make stops, holding Philadelphia to short drives while Nick Bosa and Arik Armstead provided constant pressure. On the next San Francisco possession, Deebo Samuel took a short pass, slipped past one tackler, and exploded down the sideline for a touchdown. The 49ers' sideline erupted, and the score moved to 14-6. Philadelphia tried to counter, but the 49ers forced a key 3-and-out that allowed them to quickly regain possession. Christian McCaffrey, ever a reliable weapon, muscled his way through the Eagles' front and found the end zone for another touchdown, stretching the lead to 21-6. The Eagles managed a field goal before halftime, trimming the score to 21-9, but the momentum had clearly shifted. The 49ers entered the locker room, confident and in control. The second half began much as the first ended. On the first possession of the third quarter, Purdy marched the 49ers down the field with balance and efficiency. George Kittle capped off the drive with a touchdown grab, extending San Francisco's lead to 28-13. Philadelphia answered with their first touchdown of the game, a short run by Jalen Hurts, which cut the score to 28-19. But the 49ers weren't finished. Deebo Samuel delivered another dagger with a 48-yard catch-and-run touchdown, bouncing off tackles and outrunning defenders all the way to the end zone. The score now stood at 35-19, and the Eagles' crowd had grown quiet. To finish the job, the 49ers leaned on their defense, which forced a turnover on downs in the fourth quarter. A final field goal by Jake Moody pushed the lead to 38-19, capping a stunning performance. As the final seconds ticked off the clock, the 49ers celebrated a resounding 38-19 victory. It was a complete performance that showcased their offensive firepower and defensive discipline. For Deebo Samuel, it was a career-defining game. For the team, it was a statement win on the road against the conference's top seed, and a reminder that San Francisco was a true Super Bowl contender. On January 28, 2024, the San Francisco 49ers squared off against the Detroit Lions in the NFC Championship game. The stakes were monumental, with a coveted spot in the Super Bowl on the line, and Levi's Stadium was packed with fervent fans, their anticipation palpable. The first half unfolded with the Lions, under the guidance of quarterback Jared Goff, dictating the pace. Detroit's offense was sharp and precise, dissecting the 49ers' defense with quick passes and strategic runs. Goff showed poise, threading the ball through tight windows and orchestrating a drive that culminated in an early touchdown. The 49ers, known for their resilience, tried to counter with a series of plays designed to probe the Lions' defensive weaknesses. Brock Purdy, the young 49ers quarterback, moved the ball with purpose, but the Lions' defense was relentless, forcing San Francisco to settle for a field goal, narrowing the Lions' lead to 7-3. As the second quarter progressed, the Lions capitalized on a San Francisco turnover, further extending their lead with another touchdown. The 49ers found themselves trailing 14-3, and the pressure mounted. Purdy, unflustered by the deficit, rallied his teammates. He connected with his wide receiver on a crucial third down, keeping the drive alive. However, the Lions' defense held firm, forcing the 49ers to punt. Detroit's offense, brimming with confidence, seized the opportunity. A series of effective plays saw the Lions march downfield, culminating in a field goal that increased their lead to 17-3. The 49ers, feeling the weight of the game slipping away, needed a spark. Purdy, demonstrating leadership beyond his years, orchestrated a swift drive just before halftime. He found tight end George Kittle on a crossing route, setting up a field goal that provided some relief as the half closed with the Lions leading 24-10. The third quarter was pivotal for San Francisco. Emerging from the locker room with renewed determination, the 49ers' defense set the tone. They tightened their coverage, pressuring the Lions' quarterback into hurried throws and disrupting their rhythm. The defense's newfound intensity provided the platform the 49ers needed. Purdy, sensing the shift, took the field with determination. He executed a play-action pass, hitting wide receiver Brandon Ayuk on a deep route, energizing the crowd. With the momentum swinging, Purdy orchestrated a methodical drive, culminating in a short touchdown pass to Deebo Samuel. The 49ers had closed the gap, trailing 24-17. The Lions, feeling the pressure, attempted to regain control. However, the 49ers' defense was relentless. Linebacker Fred Warner, always a presence, disrupted the Lions' plans with crucial tackles. Detroit, unable to find their earlier rhythm, was forced to punt. San Francisco's offense, buoyed by their defense's performance, continued their assault. Purdy, displaying maturity and composure, led another scoring drive. This time, it was Christian McCaffrey who found the end zone, weaving through defenders with agility and power. The 49ers had seized the lead for the first time, 27-24, and the stadium erupted in celebration. The Lions, now trailing, needed a response. Their quarterback, under intense pressure, managed to orchestrate a drive that led to a field goal, leveling the score at 27 apiece as the third quarter drew to a close. The tension in the stadium was electric, with both teams aware that the next few plays could define their season. The final quarter was a testament to the 49ers' resolve. Purdy, now in full command of the offense, continued his masterclass. He spread the ball effectively, utilizing all his weapons. A crucial connection with Kittle brought the 49ers into the red zone. With the Lions' defense on their heels, Purdy delivered a perfectly timed pass to Iwak in the corner of the end zone, restoring San Francisco's lead at 34-27. The Lions, facing the prospect of elimination, showed their mettle. Their quarterback, resilient and determined, led a drive that tested the 49ers' defense to its limits. A pinpoint pass found its target in the end zone, and the Lions had tied the game again at 34, setting the stage for a dramatic finish. With the clock ticking down, Purdy took the field once more, his poise unwavering. The 49ers' offensive line provided stellar protection, allowing Purdy the time to find his targets. A crucial third-down conversion kept the drive alive, and with precision passing, Purdy moved the team into scoring range. Recognizing the moment, he delivered a decisive strike to Samuel, who broke free for a touchdown, putting the 49ers ahead 34-31. The Lions, now with their backs against the wall, mounted one last effort. Their quarterback, desperate to find a way through, unleashed a series of passes in a bid to level the score. The 49ers' defense, however, stood resolute. Warner, a constant thorn in the Lions' side, made a critical stop that forced a fourth down. With the game hanging in the balance, the Lions attempted a daring play. The 49ers' secondary, reading the play perfectly, intercepted the pass, sealing a hard-fought victory for San Francisco. The final whistle confirmed the 49ers' triumph, 34-31, and their passage to the Super Bowl. The victory was a culmination of grit, determination, and a never-say-die attitude. Brock Purdy's leadership and composure under pressure had been instrumental, guiding the team back from a 17-point deficit. As the celebrations erupted, the significance of the moment was not lost on the players and fans. San Francisco's journey would continue, with the Super Bowl now firmly in their sights. On November 23, 2023, the San Francisco 49ers traveled to Lumen Field in Seattle, Washington, to face the Seattle Seahawks in a much-anticipated Thanksgiving Day matchup. The atmosphere was charged with excitement, as fans from both teams filled the stadium, eager to witness a classic NFC West showdown under the primetime lights. The game held significant weight for the 49ers, as they sought to solidify their playoff positioning with a win against their division rivals. The evening began with Seattle receiving the kickoff. The Seahawks, led by their determined quarterback, looked to establish an early rhythm. However, the 49ers' defense, renowned for its tenacity, was quick to assert itself. Fred Warner, the defensive stalwart, orchestrated the unit with precision, ensuring the Seahawks' opening drive was short-lived. The 49ers' defensive line applied relentless pressure, forcing Seattle into a quick punt, setting the tone for what would become a dominant defensive performance. When the 49ers took possession, quarterback Brock Purdy stepped onto the field with calm assurance. His command of the offense was evident from the outset. With a deft mix of short passes and strategic runs, Purdy orchestrated a methodical drive downfield. As the first quarter progressed, he connected with wide receiver Brandon Ayuk on a well-timed slant route. Ayuk's agility and speed turned the play into a significant gain, setting the 49ers up in the red zone. The drive culminated with Purdy finding tight end George Kittle in the end zone for a touchdown. Kittle, known for his ability to make crucial catches in tight coverage, outmaneuvered the Seahawks defenders to secure the score. The 49ers took an early 7-0 lead, and the momentum was firmly in their favor. Seattle, now trailing, sought to respond with a drive of their own. Their quarterback, attempting to rally his team, faced a formidable 49ers defensive front that allowed no quarter. The pressure mounted with each snap, as defensive ends Nick Bosa and Arik Armstead relentlessly pursued the quarterback. The pressure resulted in hurried throws and disrupted plays, stalling Seattle's progress. It was during this defensive onslaught that Greenlaw, the 49ers linebacker, made his mark on the game. Reading the quarterback's eyes, Greenlaw anticipated a pass intended for a slot receiver. With impeccable timing, he stepped into the passing lane, intercepting the ball with sure hands. The stadium fell into a stunned silence as Greenlaw sprinted down the sideline, weaving through would-be tacklers with determination. His 22-yard return placed the 49ers in prime position to capitalize on the turnover. Seizing the opportunity, Purdy led the offense back onto the field. With the defense reeling from Greenlaw's interception, the 49ers wasted no time. Purdy fired a quick pass to wide receiver Deebo Samuel, who bulldozed his way into the end zone for another touchdown. The score extended the 49ers' lead to 14-0, showcasing their ability to turn defensive prowess into offensive success. As the second quarter unfolded, Seattle found themselves in need of a spark. Their offense, however, continued to struggle against a 49ers defense that was firing on all cylinders. The defensive line maintained relentless pressure, while the secondary, led by cornerback Charvarius Ward, shut down passing lanes. Seattle's attempts to establish a running game were met with fierce resistance, as Warner and Greenlaw closed gaps with precision tackles. The 49ers, buoyed by their defensive success, continued to press their advantage. Purdy, demonstrating poise and accuracy, moved the offense efficiently. With the Seahawks' defense on its heels, he connected with Ayuk once more, this time on a deep crossing route that brought the 49ers to the doorstep of the end zone. Running back Christian McCaffrey, known for his versatility, took a handoff and powered through the line for a touchdown. The score increased the 49ers' lead to 21-0, a commanding position as the first half neared its conclusion. Seattle, desperate to claw back into the game, mounted a late drive in the second quarter. Their quarterback, under constant duress, managed to string together a series of completions, inching the Seahawks closer to the red zone. The drive culminated in a field goal, ensuring Seattle would not be held scoreless in the first half. As the teams headed to the locker rooms, the 49ers held a 21-3 advantage, their dominance clear. The third quarter saw Seattle attempt to shift the momentum. Their defense, determined to give their offense a chance, tightened its coverage and managed to force a 3-and-out on the 49ers' first possession of the half. Seizing the opportunity, the Seahawks offense took the field with renewed determination. A series of quick, effective plays saw them march downfield, eventually finding the end zone with a passing touchdown that narrowed the deficit to 21-10. The 49ers, however, were unfazed by Seattle's resurgence. Purdy, maintaining his composure, orchestrated a drive that showcased the 49ers' offensive balance. Utilizing a mix of runs and short passes, he methodically advanced the team into scoring position. With the defense keyed on stopping the run, Purdy capitalized with a play-action pass to Kittle, who hauled in the reception for a substantial gain. As the third quarter drew to a close, the 49ers found themselves in the red zone once more. Purdy, demonstrating a veteran's savvy, looked off the coverage before delivering a precise throw to Samuel, who secured his second touchdown of the game. The score, now 28-10, reaffirmed the 49ers' control. Seattle, with time running out, attempted to mount one final comeback. Their offense, faced with a daunting deficit, pressed forward with urgency. The 49ers' defense, however, remained resolute. Warner, seemingly everywhere at once, disrupted plays with timely tackles and deflected passes. The Seahawks managed another field goal, closing the gap to 28-13, but the 49ers' lead remained formidable. In the final quarter, the 49ers' defense delivered the coup de grace. Bosa and Armstead, continuing their relentless pursuit, combined for a critical sack that stalled Seattle's momentum. The 49ers' secondary, not to be outdone, tightened its coverage, preventing any further advances. With possession regained, the 49ers looked to seal the game. Purdy, now in full command, orchestrated a clock-consuming drive. McCaffrey, showcasing his elusiveness, broke through the line for a series of gains that kept the chains moving. As the clock wound down, the 49ers added a field goal, extending their lead to 31-13. The final whistle blew, signaling a comprehensive victory for the 49ers. The win, achieved through a combination of defensive brilliance and offensive execution, underscored the team's strength and resilience. As the players celebrated on the field, the significance of the victory was clear. Not only had they triumphed over a division rival, but they had also taken a crucial step towards securing their playoff ambitions. However, the 49ers' secondary, led by cornerback Charvarius Ward, was up to the task. Ward's tight coverage limited the Cowboys' passing options, while linebackers Fred Warner and Dre Greenlaw patrolled the middle with authority. The Cowboys managed to equalize with a field goal of their own, knotting the score at 3-3. The defensive stalemate continued, with neither team able to gain a significant advantage. The 49ers' offensive line provided Purdy with ample protection, allowing him to survey the field and make accurate throws. However, the Cowboys' defense was equally resolute, preventing any substantial gains. As the first half drew to a close, both teams added another field goal, heading into the locker rooms tied at 6-6. The third quarter began with renewed intensity. The 49ers, receiving the kickoff, looked to break the deadlock. Purdy, displaying remarkable composure, led the offense with a series of well-executed plays. The drive was characterized by short, efficient passes, moving the chains and eating up valuable clock time. It was during this drive that George Kittle, the dynamic tight end, made his presence felt. Midway through the third quarter, Purdy dropped back to pass, scanning the field for options. Spotting Kittle over the middle, he delivered a pass with pinpoint accuracy. Kittle, covered tightly by a Cowboys defender, leapt into the air, juggling the ball with deft hands. The crowd watched in awe as Kittle maintained his concentration, securing the catch while absorbing a hit. The 30-yard reception brought the 49ers deep into Cowboys territory and ignited the offense. With momentum on their side, the 49ers pressed forward. Christian McCaffrey, the versatile running back, took a handoff and powered through the defensive line, reaching the end zone for a touchdown. The score put the 49ers ahead 13-6, eliciting a roar of approval from the home crowd. The Cowboys, now trailing, attempted to mount a comeback. Their quarterback, facing relentless pressure from Bosa and the defensive front, struggled to find rhythm. The 49ers' defense, playing with intensity and discipline, thwarted each attempt to advance. The secondary, with Ward and safety Talanoa Hufanga leading the way, closed down passing lanes and forced the Cowboys into difficult third-down situations. As the game entered the fourth quarter, the tension in the stadium was palpable. The Cowboys, desperate to stay in the contest, managed to piece together a drive that culminated in a touchdown. The score, now 13-12, left the 49ers clinging to a narrow lead. Sensing the urgency, the 49ers offense took the field with determination. Purdy, demonstrating maturity and leadership, orchestrated a methodical drive. Utilizing short passes and exploiting gaps in the Cowboys' defense, he moved the 49ers down the field. With the defense focused on stopping the pass, McCaffrey once again found daylight, breaking through for a significant gain that brought the 49ers within striking distance. On a critical third down, Purdy executed a play-action pass, freezing the defense momentarily. Kittle, having shaken his defender, was open in the end zone. Purdy's pass found its mark, but a defensive penalty nullified the touchdown, forcing the 49ers to settle for another field goal. The kick extended the lead to 16-12, providing a slight cushion as the clock ticked down. The Cowboys, with time running out, launched a final assault. Their quarterback, under constant duress, looked downfield for an opening. The 49ers' defense, however, was unyielding. As the Cowboys approached midfield, Warner made a crucial play, intercepting a pass intended for a wide receiver. The turnover effectively ended the Cowboys' hopes, sealing the victory for the 49ers. The final whistle blew, and the 49ers emerged victorious with a 19-12 win. The triumph was a testament to the team's resilience and determination, achieved through a combination of defensive brilliance and offensive execution. As the players celebrated on the field, the significance of the victory was clear. They had advanced to the NFC Championship game, one step closer to realizing their Super Bowl aspirations. With the crowd still buzzing from the thrilling encounter, the 49ers left the field, their sights set on the challenges ahead. The victory over the Cowboys, forged in the crucible of playoff intensity, was a testament to the team's grit and resolve. As the fans filed out of Levi's Stadium, they carried with them the memory of a hard-fought win, emblematic of the 49ers' storied playoff legacy. In 1946, the San Francisco 49ers emerged as a new team in the All-America Football Conference. Founded in the vibrant city by the Bay, the team quickly became a symbol of hope and determination for its fans. Over the decades, the 49ers carved out a legacy that would see them become one of the most celebrated franchises in NFL history. The early years of the franchise were characterized by modest beginnings. Competing in the AFC, the 49ers laid the groundwork for future success, building a fan base that was as passionate as it was hopeful. It wasn't long before the team transitioned to the NFL, marking a new era in their storied history. The city of San Francisco embraced its team, and the 49ers began to weave their identity through grit, resilience, and an unyielding spirit. The 1980s marked a turning point for the franchise. Under the leadership of head coach Bill Walsh, the 49ers revolutionized the game with their innovative West Coast offense. Quarterback Joe Montana, known for his calm demeanor and pinpoint accuracy, became the face of the team's transformation. His ability to deliver in high-pressure situations earned him the nickname Joe Cool, and he quickly became a legendary figure in the NFL. In 1981, the 49ers captured their first Super Bowl title. This victory was a culmination of years of hard work and the beginning of a dynasty. The team's success was fueled by the exceptional talents of players like Montana, wide receiver Dwight Clark, and defensive stalwart Ronnie Lott. The iconic moment known as the catch, when Montana connected with Clark for a game-winning touchdown in the NFC Championship game, became one of the most celebrated plays in NFL history. It symbolized the 49ers' ascent and established them as a formidable force in the league. Throughout the 1980s, the 49ers continued to dominate the NFL landscape. With Montana at the helm and Walsh's strategic genius guiding the team, San Francisco claimed 3 more Super Bowl victories in 1984, 1988, and 1989. Each championship run was marked by memorable moments and clutch performances, cementing the 49ers' status as a dynasty. The offensive prowess of the 49ers during this era was complemented by their tenacious defense. Players like Lott and linebacker Charles Haley anchored a unit that was as fearsome as it was disciplined. This balance of offensive innovation and defensive strength became the hallmark of the 49ers' success. As the 1990s dawned, the 49ers faced new challenges but continued to thrive. The transition from Montana to Steve Young at quarterback was seamless, and Young quickly established himself as one of the league's premier players. In 1994, the 49ers captured their 5th Super Bowl title, with Young delivering a record-setting performance that earned him the Super Bowl MVP award. This victory was a testament to the team's adaptability and enduring excellence. Throughout their history, the 49ers have been blessed with generational talents who have left an indelible mark on the franchise. Wide receiver Jerry Rice, often regarded as the greatest of all time, set numerous records with his unmatched combination of speed, agility, and work ethic. His partnership with both Montana and Young was instrumental in the team's sustained success. On the defensive side of the ball, players like Patrick Willis and Navarro Bowman carried the torch of excellence into the modern era. Their leadership and skill were pivotal in maintaining the 49ers' reputation as a defensive powerhouse. The franchise's commitment to both offensive and defensive innovation has been a constant throughout its history, allowing the team to adapt to the ever-evolving landscape of the NFL. In recent years, the 49ers have experienced a resurgence, with new stars emerging to carry the legacy forward. Quarterback Brock Purdy and running back Christian McCaffrey have become central figures in the team's quest for another Super Bowl title. Their contributions, alongside those of stalwarts like tight end George Kittle, have reinvigorated the fan base and positioned the 49ers as perennial contenders once again. The 49ers' legacy is not only defined by their on-field success, but also by their impact on the culture of football. The team has been at the forefront of innovation, whether through strategic advancements like the West Coast offense, or pioneering the use of technology in game preparation. This spirit of innovation has inspired countless teams and coaches across the league. As the 49ers continue their journey, they remain rooted in a tradition of excellence that spans generations. The franchise's history is rich with unforgettable moments, from the catch to thrilling playoff battles against storied rivals like the Dallas Cowboys and Green Bay Packers. Each chapter in the 49ers' story is a testament to the team's resilience, adaptability, and unwavering commitment to greatness. With 5 Super Bowl championships to their name, the 49ers have set a standard of excellence that few teams can match. Their legacy is built on the shoulders of legendary figures like Montana, Young, and Rice, whose contributions have become the stuff of legend. As new stars emerge and the team continues to evolve, the San Francisco 49ers remain a beacon of hope and inspiration for fans around the world. Their story is one of triumph, perseverance, and an enduring legacy that will continue to captivate generations to come.